time. Clobberin.
Not to mention, Q. Wait for it. Well, okay. I messed it up, I guess. Hello, everybody. Hang on. Bad timing. Sorry, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to CLOBBERIN Times number 529 on YouTube, 1,229 overall. CLOBBY'S Clubhouse number 71. Go. Wow. Okay. There you got it.
CLOBBERIN.
I tried to cue you before that and it didn't work out, but you did it in the end. Really? You can't hear me?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. And I also didn't see some of the intro shorts, just some of them.
Oh, my sorry.
So StreamYard's being weird.
You need a new computer.
No, it has nothing to do with my computer. It's StreamYard.
StreamYard's.
Maybe it's just so cold in Canada.
No, it's obviously something is definitely wrong with the load on StreamYard. That's for sure. Because it shouldn't be like I can see it sometimes and I can't see it other times. It's weird.
No truer words have ever been spoken, Dave Bob. You cannot equate Be Hard with anything that is remotely equivalent to anything Gene would have approved of. Very true, very true, sir. Good words to start out with, but I want to welcome everyone here tonight. Of course, big welcome to the most wonderful first officer in the fleet, Commander R.M. Briggs. Hey, number one.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I love you. I'm looking forward to tonight. We're going to have such a good time. I want to say hail to the chat. And I also want to say hello to my Patreon subs. Thank you so much for supporting me as an author. Cardinal Sin, Shooter, Larry, Tony Stark, Chris Persia, Scuba Pete, Eric K, and Kirby, Enigmatic Drop Bear, Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with a C, that guy, and Jelly. And of course, I want to say thanks to Clobby for creating this environment for us. I am so excited about tonight. We're going to have fun.
Yes, indeed. And welcome back from a long and I'm sure perilous away mission to the great Monty with a C, the chief engineer. Good to see you. Glad to have you back.
Good pictures. Glad to be back.
Oh, thank you. I hope a couple of people missed me, maybe 2 or 3.
I did.
Oh, you did? Yeah, there we go.
At least
but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I didn't miss you because I was happy you were on an away mission and sending me glorious pictures from amazing libraries. Like you went to heaven and you sent me pictures of heaven. So I didn't miss you. I was just thinking, I wonder if he'll stay in that library forever. and
I wish
ever.
I wish I had. Well, I
Yeah.
don't wish I had, but we'll talk about tonight and show some pictures. But yeah,
Yeah,
Mr.
well,
Ataz would have been
that's very
happy there.
tough.
But
There you
my
go.
wife had a conference in Nashville, and she let me tag along. So
Nice.
that I'd highly recommend. We'll get into it later, but I'd highly recommend visiting that great American city. They had both great
Oh,
country and Western music, both kinds of music, and some great food and
good
good
reference there.
weather, and the people are so friendly there. I wonder if they're Canadian, but
It's,
yeah, it was
you,
fun.
I guess you're from just the see that doesn't even. Everyone's like that everywhere down here in the South, and that's pretty much South. So I
Yeah.
guess it's south of you for sure. And yeah, it's people. I notice a lot of people from the north are very always surprised how friendly people are when they come down here. Yet you are just as friendly. I know you don't live. You're just as friendly as any of the people down here. So if you lived down there, you'd fit in. I
Yep.
mean, yeah.
That's very true. Thank you. Yeah, I'm like, where are the horns honking? Why are no horns honking every 5 seconds? Why are people so
There you
patient?
go.
It's called self-control.
Yeah. Let's see. No particular show notes tonight, everyone, other than of course, Saturday night Star Trek, of course, this week at same track time, same Clubby channel, to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. 4 more episodes reviewed of Deep Space Nine. Looking forward to that. Excuse me. And what else? That's about it. Other than I think Mark will have the geekery back Sunday night. Will you not?
Yep.
Okay.
I will. Yep.
Sunday night geekery. So there you go. Now how about some shout outs? We'll do some shout outs and we'll get rolling.
Do it.
Okay, we'd like to shout out. I haven't seen the whole chat yet, everyone, but we'd like to give everyone a shout out, and starting with, of course, our fantastic wrenches, whether they happen to be here at the moment or not, because they do so much for us. The great Eric K., the bronze wrencher. And he's got a little puppy now that you just can't help but showing that puppy. Oh, my goodness.
Kirby.
The vindicated wrench of the North, the great Chris Persia. Thank you, buddy.
Chris.
The wrench of iron, D-Bud Martin. The great Lord Thoth, accompanied as often as he is by the great and lovely Lady Thoth. Avon lives and long live the Legion, buddy. And a little shout out to your new puppy as well.
Yeah, the little
I love
pupperoni we
bees.
all know as Lancelot.
Lancelot.
Please, if you feel up to it, send Lancelot some cheese in the
Oh,
chat. Kirby could
yes,
use some cheese too.
I want that puppy. I want either one of them. I'll take either one of them. My partner in crime on Earth B, coming up another Earth B, another excursion on the Earth B, by the way, in a couple of weeks. J-Man, the wrench without fear.
J-Man.
Hungry Boy, master of Cluboni, the Cluboni master and artist supreme and artist of the cover of the great book Science Fiction Tales by R.M. Briggs.
Amazing painting.
Super Wrench himself, Kal-El, buddy.
The real soup.
Yes, sir. Wielder of Wrench Mjolnir, Thor from Vegas, Maddie's daddy. And, of course,
old Vegas.
that old rascal, the Fanty Outsidey.
Daddy.
Let's see. Now I shall run me chat back and see who is here with us tonight to give some shout outs again. Let's see. Stuart Mitchell, what's up, buddy?
Hello.
Let's
Dolly
see
had
here.
braces.
Good to see you. Dolly had braces, indeed. Michael Beacom. All right, my friend. Good to see you.
Good evening, Beacums, Cassandra Beacom and Michael Beacom. The answer to your question, Michael Beacom, the name of the rose, I have not watched that film, but I did to my
Sean
list.
Connery.
Ooh, that's an all-time classic.
The
Especially the library scene.
great Dave Bob is here. What is up, my friend, from down my neck of the woods? And
Can I
good
please
to
have an impression, please?
oh, I can't do that one.
Oh, come on. I said.
Son, his name is Dave Bob, and Dave Bob's the only one that can do that impression. I say, I can't. That's not one of my strong. Otherwise, I would do it more. Dave Bob, my fault, not yours. I mean, her fault, not mine. Sorry. Death Ray Amok. Hello there.
Amok.
Like it. I like that Amok there. mock time. Keely Chow, roll that tide, buddy.
Roll Tide.
Bzz, 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 bzz. Where are we at? Hang on, everybody. Matt J, what's up, buddy?
Gee.
Herc 130.
Hoobie-dooby. Hoobie-dooby.
Indeed, yeah.
I love Herc 130. Good to see you, my friend. Hoobie, doobie, looby to you as well.
Classic Comics. What up, CC? Good to see you.
CC.
See ya. C for Catwoman. Brian Hepburn. Hello there.
Hi,
Good
Brian.
to see you there, Brian.
Nice to see you.
Always good to have you here, my friend. Let's see here. I think I'm up to speed now, but anyone else shows up, they will be shouted out accordingly in due course.
Well, I hope a lot of people come tonight because we have
I
a
hope
lot of
so.
stuff to talk about.
Yes, things coming up tonight, folks. Of course, we will talk a little bit later. Raquel will have some reviews of a couple of Tales of Tomorrow episodes. Later, the three of us will talk a little bit about the great Jerry Anderson show. We will talk about the first episode of the great Jerry Anderson show, UFO, and
UFO.
Mark will have some cool pictures from his away mission that we had.
And toys, yep.
But first, let's make an announcement.
Yes, we have a great announcement. Some of you may have heard already, unless you got a different one from me.
No, give her.
From what I've seen, and I was on again, big shout out to the great Tom with Midnight's Edge and that group over there. We're talking about this released apparently today. Again, I don't have the article in front of me. I'm going by what a few people have talked about and announced. Ding dong, the witch is dead. That's right. STD is dead. It looks like the bad reboot.
Oh, we're not going to get another season?
Sucker House. Well, from what I understand,
Suffering is over?
Now, wait a minute. From what I
Because I have to
understand
watch them all to review them.
You don't have to do anything, man. Look, there's two things. What's that old saying? I don't have to do anything but die and pay taxes. All right, but anyway, here's the thing. From what I understand, Daybot, correct me if I'm wrong on this. It's canceled, but they're going to do a 5th season of STD. Hello, Picasso. Or is it or is the 4th season the last? Because they made the 4th season. It's about to come out, right? So if anyone knows, please verify. If you could clarify that for me, will there be a 5th, or is the 4th season the last? But I do know that after that, it's over. I don't think there are going to be any more Lower Decks or Prodigy or Strangled Dude Worms.
There shouldn't be any
Okay,
Prodigy.
one more
shouldn't
season.
even exist.
Ezra Goldstein, good to see you there. Shalom, my friend.
We have
one more season.
Chat. Sorry to interrupt, but
Okay.
members chat from Keely Chow says
Yay!
roll tide.
Hi. Thank you, Keely. Thanks for being here, buddy. We appreciate you. So there'll be one more. So you have 2. So that means you have 2 more full seasons to subject yourself to STD torture if you choose to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should choose to.
I never watched any of this crap. Can somebody clarify on air right now how many episodes this filth got?
Well,
I just want to know, because I want to know if they got more than TOS, which is 79, and if they got more than ENT, which is 98.
Well,
and Klobby has been telling me that these cowards, their seasons are like, like
what are they,
10
9
episodes.
Are they 10? So no, they won't reach 79 even.
Good.
Oh, Discovery to End with season 5. Yes.
So, Mark, how many episodes per season did these chuckleheads get?
10, right?
12 or 10, I'll tell you in a second.
So he can check. But the point is, I don't think they're going to get to 79, which is good.
No,
At least they won't get to
79.
They better not.
So that's good. I hope Strangled Dude Worms is dead. They say it is. I don't know for sure. I think all of them are. And P. Hard, we know, is dead. No matter what all these people are inexplicably liking season 3 of P. Hard.
SNW is dead?
Not going to make it. I think they said that's over too after season 2. Season 2's coming out, and I think they said
only 2
again.
seasons? Well, that's a big failure.
That's awesome. I'm so happy it failed.
Now, I would urge everyone to always take this kind of stuff with a grain of salt, because you never. This is too good to be true, but if it is true, that means no more horrible fake dreck from at least that company. That doesn't mean somebody else come along and do fake, filthy trash under the banner again. I don't know. Okay, 55 in total for STD. Thank you, Chris Persia. So
Yeah,
that'll
Sorry
be
about that. Had to put that up, boss.
So
14,
that's
15, 14, 13, 13, 10.
okay. So there you go. And then I hope this means it's all over. It looks like it is. So it looks like Klutzman's done.
I hope so.
That's what they're saying. It's Jar Jar Abrams again. I don't know if it's still going to be his stupid company or not doing it or what, but it looks like they're tired of paying for crap that doesn't make any money. I hope so. I mean, they let it go too long. I mean, let's see.
Yeah, so Discovery ended up with 65 episodes total. Yep.
Good.
Okay.
Good. As long as they get fewer episodes, I don't think that it should even be. I don't even think they should get that. I mean, it's absolute
Paramount's
filth.
run out
And
of
let
money.
this be a lesson to people that if you hate the creator of something and you hate the premise of the show and you want it to be something else, let this be a lesson to you. You can't just remake the show in the original creator's name, turn it into something completely different and expect fans to like it. You changed the genre, you crap talked the creator, you ruined all of the elements of the show and the characters. And Dave Bob was just saying in the chat about how Gene would have never have gone for this. Well, I have a 4-day interview that he did with Humanist magazine right before he died that I wish I could read to you all, but it's like, I think even the abridged version is like 87 or 80 some odd pages. So I'm not going to read it here, but I am going to show you guys this because this is important. Okay.
Go for it.
So this is a letter from DC Fontana and Gene Roddenberry. This was written to the film, to this film studio, to the television studios, to everyone who was in charge, the corporation and everyone involved, that said that Star Trek in animation is not a children's cartoon or a kiddie show. Now, Gene asked DC Fontana to write this letter. That is my understanding of how this went down. But all those people who are like, oh, but Prodigy is good and the cartoon is cute and all these things and these cartoons, this Lower Decks and this Prodigy and all this crap. It's so fun. It's cute. Look, if you want to do a cartoon in space and you want to explore that for children, then go and create your own show. Don't take somebody else's idea and use it to try and make money with it, turning it into something when somebody has specifically told you not to. So, I talked about this on Doomcock's show. I've talked about this on multiple shows that I've been on. I present my information on Clobby's show and Clobby's show only. So here I am presenting this to you from the Roddenberry Vault. This is, I believe, letter 121 of 366, personally signed, personally sent. These cartoons are not supposed to exist. And if you don't like that, then produce, create, and write a show under your own name and see if people will watch it. But
night,
don't
J-Man.
use somebody else's stuff.
Night,
Right.
J-Man.
Good night, J-Man. I would ask you, and hey, Dave Sound, good to see you. Now, I would ask you, though, how does that jibe with them doing an animated series, Star Trek, the animated series? They did do that.
They did.
So what, did they?
Well,
they
the thing is that it was meant for adults, not for kids.
Yeah,
so,
but they put it on Saturday mornings. Yeah, but I hear you. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I can read you the letter, and you can also.
No, you've read it to me before. I got you. I was always wondering, though. Because they did do that cartoon. I'm glad they did. At least it was a little more Star Trek. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But the thing is that I think that they accepted the slot that they got. It's very obvious that Gene Roddenberry wanted to massage some ideas, science fiction ideas, and explore some concepts that he didn't think would be possible given the lack of the ability of practical effects at the time. But it's not meant for kids, right? Even in closing, she, DC Fontana speaks on behalf of her and Gene Roddenberry and says, please do not put us in the same class with Saturday morning kiddie cartoons. I mean, if you have to accept a certain time slot, or if you go into syndication, people buy up your show and they show you during the Saturday morning cartoons, and it's beyond your control. That doesn't automatically shift the genre or the audience
No,
for your stuff. And at this point, you got to say to yourself, TAS, it was wonderful, but as you and I, when we discussed TAS, Boss Man, I made it very clear, including the fact that Kirk is asked to go off into the bushes and show his naughty bits. This is not for kids.
no, it
And
wasn't.
no, and people.
Thank God you weren't around then. You would have told my mom, and I wouldn't have been able to see it. Just kidding. She was
No,
pretty
it's
strict
just
with what I watched.
I just like to, what I'm like, Mark. I like to show receipts. And so when people
I
start
got you.
saying, like, I want everyone to think about it this way. I'm a nothing and I'm a nobody. But let's say I
Not
kick
true.
the bucket and all of a sudden everybody likes my stories and they start turning it into a way to, demean human beings, or they want to turn it into something political, or they want to turn it into something for children. You all would know that that's not what I intended. So if these people are so awesome at what they do, I don't understand why they can't write their own stories, write their own product, create their own product, pitch that product to the corporations, and run with that product. But they can't tell me that what they're doing is a Roddenberry vision or that it's Star Trek, because it's not. We have it in black and white in his own words, in DC Fontana's own words, and Gene Roddenberry's own words, that this is not supposed to exist. It's not. Anyway,
Absolutely.
I'll get off my
Yeah,
soapbox now.
Yeah, but the cartoon
Well,
could be watched by both levels. That's what made it, adult
Prodigy
and
was made
kid
for
can
kids,
enjoy.
but not the other one. The other
Yeah.
one's made for raunchy adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a satire spoof,
Lower
but
Drex.
very
Yeah.
adult. I only watched the first season, and I have to say, in some ways, it's it was more intelligent than the other Drek, because
Yeah.
it's just making fun of things, but it shouldn't really exist. I mean, you shouldn't, and it's making fun of I don't want to get into that much, but just on top of that, Discovery is just some of the worst written TV, and I was watching Picard tonight,
Good
yelling
night,
at
Dave
it.
Bob. Sorry, let me say
Hi,
good night.
Dave. And I was, and I'm yelling and I'm like, this is the most ridiculous, stupid show.
It is.
And
Dave-
my wife is like,
Dave,
"Then why?"
you tell
and she's like, "Then why are you watching it?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
well,
"Well, I
she had a
gotta
good point.
watch. I gotta watch it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry I stepped on you. I was letting you know that everyone should watch Loki in the morning, because Dave Bob is the only one telling you how bad P. Hard is. It is garbage, buddy. Keep the faith. We love Loki, though, but tell him he's wrong if he likes it. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder what people are saying after this. Because I don't want to call it a disadvantage, but everyone's saying that the series, overall is great. And yeah, well, after
What?
seeing one episode, a lot of people are saying that. Not every, but
What?
a lot of people are saying how great this was. Who we talked about that. Who I don't want to
Yeah.
mention names, but saying how good this whole season was, and then but you haven't seen the whole. I've only seen one.
They
This is
changed
coming
the
out.
genre of Star Trek. How could it be good?
Well,
I'm just telling you what
I'm telling you
I've
what they
heard.
want. Some people are pretty easy to please. They love these characters, and you and I are. You and I, number one. I don't know about Mark so much, but he might be. We're original series. We're more about the original. We love that the most.
That's me
But
too.
people who
yeah.
love TNG that much, because some people started, with it, what have you, right? People who love that, they love the characters, which is fine. I'm not big into those characters, but they love them, so they're getting them back, and they're getting them. And now, unlike the first two seasons of PR, they're having it's all taking place aboard mostly spaceships, not entirely, but mostly, and so that's all they really care about. They're terribly indiscriminate. They're going to get these characters back running around in darkly lit ships without light bulbs, running around blowing crap up and having things fall over the place, and the characters quipping at each other, and they're going to be so happy to see them. They don't care. That's what they've got.
But they're senior citizens in an
They
action
don't
series.
care.
The youngest person is what? Just qualified for old age pension, 67 years old.
they don't-
We're talking like 67 to 82. The average
hear
age is
ya.
what? 76 or some crap?
I hear you. They don't care.
And
they
it's an
should.
action
Galvanizing
pew
around
pew
the
series.
galaxy.
It's not like it's cerebral.
Even Worf, they have Worf. They gave him dumb lines too. It's like, if they're gonna, it's bad enough to have all of them say silly crap, to have to hear some of the silly shit that came out of Worf's spy hole in this new episode. You're not funny, guys. You're just not. I'm sorry. And he's just, but he looks more like Worf. I guess he doesn't look too young, too old. I mean, he looks.
He looks
I
good
guess.
for his
Yeah,
age,
he looks fine for his age and all that kind of stuff. He's just, I don't think Worf should have even that kind of sense of humor. I mean, it's like, a little bit sometimes if it's humorous. One of the funny things about Worf is when he would surprise you by laughing at something, or he would surprise you by saying something that was wry humor, but not silly shit.
I am not a merry man.
I'm not a merry man. But sometimes he would make a quip at something. There was one I was watching recently. Review was something about someone said something that I forgot what complained about Worf. Something had happened that pissed someone off, and Worf says, "Good." And it was funny because the way the delivery was perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But he's just now, Zen Master Worf, Chris. Yeah.
Old people walking around in the dark.
Yeah, well, there's no light bulbs
swearing
in the future.
and blowing stuff up. Pew pew. Okay,
Hey,
great. This,
that's
you know
what
what
it
I want to
is.
do?
Hey,
I want
Donnie
to.
Pearson.
I want to maybe it's been a long time since I had Photoshop, but maybe it's time for me to buy it again. I mean, I really can't afford it, but I would love to take the intro to the Golden Girls, thank you for being a friend, and just superimpose all of their heads over the Golden Girls. Do you know what I mean? And make Worf be Arthur, because this is like seniors walking around in the dark at an old folks home, and that's cool and everything if it's a cerebral show, but this is an action series, and so people who are like, oh, but I like it. No, there's no way that you enjoy people who are over 80 years old stumbling around in the dark shooting at things.
Yeah, no, you got me, because I sure don't like it, especially when it's this bad. And a good story, if you brought him back, it'll be one thing, but you don't even have a good story to fall back on. Donnie Pearson, good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Dave G. Sound, I think I already said hello to you. Dad Man and the Dad Man clan, good to see you. Grim, hey there, Grim, welcome. I understand you, Chris. Maybe everyone finally took Data's non-advice and had their eyes replaced with better synthetic ones. So no need for much light. I mean, Picard is an android, yeah. You know something, Deji? Maybe we're onto something. Maybe the explanation for how they've got rid of Gene Roddenberry's brighter, optimistic future, maybe the reason for that how that happened to the Federation was that all the light bulbs were destroyed. And now people are just pretty bummed out. The whole universe has a lot less light in it. The how do you say this? The Tetrarch of Apathy. Is that Tetrarch?
Look what he put.
Spell it correctly. Thank you for being a fiend. Good
Thank
to see you, Tetrarch.
Being a fiend.
Thank you for being a fiend. Yeah, it's but look, people, they're just, like I said, I keep quoting Harlan the boob grabber when he said a lot of Star Trek fans even back then are terribly indiscriminate. And I think it's not all of us, of course, but a lot of people are just happy. You give them those characters back and they don't really care how they get them. Dave, what's up, Dave?
It's
They
true.
don't care how they get them.
Dave.
They really don't. They're all going to be back. And by the way, 3 episodes in, they're not all back yet, folks, by the way. Just saying. And they're not all back together. They got a few of them here and there. And I got to be honest.
Got the counts on a video message.
I got to tell you, Jonathan Fakey Pants is the director of the new episode. He almost turned the lights on the bridge for a minute. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I can see people. But he's also the only one acting like Riker. I got to give him that. Everyone else is just weird. But
he can't act like Riker. He has to act like the Decker unit.
That's what I'm saying. It's pretty easy because, you know what I mean? The old amicable Riker who's
I know what you're saying.
And all that stuff. Yeah,
I know what you're saying, but just like it's always important when you and I and Mark, like when the 3 of us are together, that we trash talk with all of the receipts so people understand what they're actually facing. You know what I mean? Because Riker is the Decker unit. He did have to audition multiple times for Gene Roddenberry. Gene Roddenberry wasn't sure about him. And he also gave multiple interviews saying none of this stuff would have happened, none of these shows would have been made if Gene Roddenberry were alive. Well,
At
then
least he is-
stop using his name and his idea and his show
Yeah.
name and all of his stuff and go write your own crap.
At least he admits it. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Stevens, Kalel says a current theory is that makes sense to me is that all the filth is all a fevered nightmare of Picard's in the Nexus. There's that one, and then there's another one that said, because in the trailer for season 3 they had Moriarty for some reason, that this is all coming from Moriarty's little weird little, he's in that little, what was he in that little program thingy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was in that. Yeah, he was in a cube, a data cube,
Right.
That they created so that
Yep.
it would seem as though his universe was expansive.
So you know what? Here's the thing. Let's just say episode 10 that comes out, and that's the explanation. They say that the whole PR show was all that, and none of it happened. It doesn't
That'd
save
be
us
great.
from the fact that we sat through 9 episodes of shit
Yeah.
to go. So
Yeah, and
what?
how did that work for Dallas?
Well, exactly. It would be lame. And they go, okay, look, it's true that I wanted, it's true that I'm the one that said, unless you completely wipe out the last 2 seasons, it's a no deal for me. But they go, well, see, we just wiped out the seasons. What do you think about that, Mr. Smarty Pants? Yeah, but after the last episode, if you'd done it in the first episode of the season, maybe you'd have something. But you didn't, did you? You did it in the last one. If they do that, which you're not going to do it. So I'm like, big deal. We sat through 9 episodes of crap.
I think that they should just do one episode where they say computer end program, and then we watch it rewind all of the new stuff. And and then we just have 1966, technically 1964 to 2005. And then we can just let Star Trek rest for a little while. And the next time somebody wants to put their hand in the air, not the other part of their body, their hand in the air, and says, I want to do something on behalf of Gene Roddenberry, that we actually have somebody doing something on behalf of Gene Roddenberry. That'd be good.
Yeah, good point. Now, I'm with you there, totally. Now, Chris says, sorry, that excuse wouldn't work. Moriarty was trapped in a data cube before the events of the Dominion War, meaning there would be no references to change. Yeah, but he could be getting, there could be somebody feeding information. He could be having access, things going on. But you're right. Look, I was mostly goofing around, but someone did make that theory. I don't think they're going to do that. They're not going to wipe anything out. People keep saying that. I'm like, I don't know. See, here's the thing about that.
They never do that. They have too much vanity to do that.
Not only that, here's the thing about that, dude. Let's say they did it. Who cares? Because they've already said there aren't going to be any more seasons anyway. And why should there be? Like Raquel's talking about, I don't care even if it was any good. It doesn't matter because they're too old. They really, you can't squeeze another season out of them.
No.
There's no way.
And why did we do this? Why didn't we go with the DS9 folks? Why didn't we go with the Voyager folks? And that's me being very, very kind, because everybody here knows what I really want, what I've wanted all along. And that is for my Ent to be able to fully expand itself in its 100% beautiful hand-on-heart tribute to TOS. I want Ent back. And you know what? Everybody on Ent still has bowel function. No one is wearing a Depends. Nobody is had to pull some transhumanism and drop their bodies into androids, but they already looked aged. Nobody is, arguing with Rose in the kitchen about whether or not they're going to eat donuts.
You're right. No, you could do something, even though it's like 20. It's let's see, what that was 2005. So it's a little less than 20 years later.
Yep.
You can ignore that stupid These Are the Voyages episode, so we don't have Trip dead, for one thing.
Yes.
And sure, it could be, obviously, if you did it now, it'd have to be many years later. And just assume that they had a long mission and everyone may have gone their separate ways a little bit. You still have an Admiral Archer, you'd have a Captain. I don't know. I think Travis would be a captain at some point, and some of these other people. You can get them all back together, and you could just do a new show, taking, I don't know, maybe like one special, like a mini series about that answers everything from Enterprise, and then maybe after that move on and do something that takes place after
Do a new series with
Nemesis
Gene's
or
real
something.
vision.
You know what you could do if you
Yeah.
really wanted to clean this up, and this is quite a mess. And look,
It is a mess.
Star Trek fans will do the most insane crap, especially if they're kind of normie fans. They'll do the most insane mental and emotional gymnastics to excuse crap. Okay. But, and then you have the hardcore science fiction people like Chris Persia, like Clobby, like me, where we want, and Mark, where we want to have this more true blue Star Trek. So here's an idea. Why not go really wild with it? Why not have it be a pad, and a pad found on a planet, and it's an old school pad. All the lights are back on, and it's some beautiful little tiny creature that has accessed the pad, and it's Jake's stories. Just stuff that Jake put on a pad, and all of these people are not real. Everything was made up. He used them as inspiration for his story. Some of the people who were real, and he forgot to change the names, and just put everything back, and then make everything back in universe. And none of this crap exists, and we could show little splashes from every episode of every iteration of filthy filth, crap, poopy diapers with diarrhea leaking out of them, and we'll just show little splotches of that while this little creature has this pad and is reading Jake's stories. Let's just
Jake's
do that.
Jake's a bad writer is what you're saying.
Yes, well, we already know he's a bad writer. I mean, but that's a way out of it, right? That's a way out of it. It doesn't have to be a hologram. It doesn't have to be a Moriarty cube thing. There are lots of ways out of this where we could just pull back all of the poo, remove all of the poo. It's a poo removal. Clean up on aisle 2.
There you go. So a little closure to Enterprise would be nice since we got cheated out of that. One, I'm not asking for a lot of it, just one, like maybe a 12-part thingy of Enterprise, just a closure to it, that whole thing, and then move on to something else later. Maybe after, right directly after Nemesis, or maybe a few years after that, and start with a new crew, and leave all of the modern day kind of garbage trappings that go with every kind of production behind, but make it the real universe.
Yes.
And when you do it, for God's sake, make it just a starship exploring space.
Yeah, and don't try and recreate any characters, because characters are not mantles.
No, just if you want to bring one old one back here and there, that's one thing. Hey, Max Redstone, good to see you there, buddy.
Hey, Max.
Max, yep.
And just what you do is, and make a new crew. They're out exploring space. It's a few years beyond. People. Right, and I wouldn't mind seeing old people pop up here and there, old characters, but make it about that. They're going farther out, and please leave a few things out that was even in some of the real Trek. For example, get away from doing war crap all the time. Long story arcs, do episodic science fiction stories, and please, for the love of God, let your characters just be characters, not ciphers that are meant to fill Hollywood woke quotas. Please, excuse my word there. And Max says, last week was the 42nd anniversary of Logopolis. Love it. Great one. Tom Baker's final episode and the most egregious loitering in the history of British television, The Watcher. Yes, he was the Doctor all the time. But I love it. I love Logopolis.
Oh, guess how many episodes were? Tom Baker. What a tremendous person.
Baker.
But we're gonna have to suffer through only 6 episodes of Star Trek: Strange New Worms.
That's all he made.
Season 2. Only 6. Paramount must be running out of money.
They are running out of money, like Gary was saying too. Yeah, so let's see.
Wow, that's fantastic. What's going on with Hoshi Sato? I miss her.
Me too.
Yeah, Hoshi was a great character. Yeah.
Rather, we pull back and see Jake looking at the pad, and he had been writing all this. He shakes his head and says, "Nah, this sucks. This is elite." Sean Carter from Mars. So well, like you said, Hoshi. I want Trip to be alive. Now remember, somebody wrote some of those. Right after Enterprise was canceled, there was this big hole for wanting more Enterprise stories, and they did a couple of books. A couple of the I think I read a couple.
They retconned it in one of his death. One of the books,
they brought him. Yeah, Trip was not dead. They ignored that crap.
Good.
Ignored that garbage. He's not dead. That whole episode was made up drivel. With Riker, and then in other words, you're not saying that all of their mission was fake. or a hollow waffle, but that last bit was.
And Pillar and the showrunners had so admitted in so much, they're trying to do a quick wrap up to the series, and
Yeah,
they admitted they screwed up,
they
which
did.
takes a big man to admit. They didn't try to, set out to, make Enterprise look bad or to screw up the characters and not give them a proper send off.
It was.
I think I really love that.
They made him.
I love that. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I really love that speech at the end, and when when Archer's addressing, if they'd maybe just had Riker and Troy. Yeah, we didn't get to hear it, but like we had Riker and Troy maybe for 5 minutes at the very, very end of the episode after some kind of great action and getting to that point, and then get to hear.
Yeah, I would like to have gotten to hear the damn speech. I remember sitting
the whole thing with Riker as the cook and appearing in the episode. It was like a bad comedy.
Even Fakey Pants and Marina Spertus didn't like that. Nobody liked it, but I guess Rick Berman, I don't know, now he admits it was wrong. Because I remember I saw Connor Trenier at a panel, and he was talking about, so he didn't like it. I heard at that time, was it Jolene Blaylock went on a radio show, Art Bell or whatever, or George Norrie, and she was talking about, first of all, how much she loved the original show, and she said, we hated that last episode. Everyone hated it.
Yeah, and she delivered such a masterful performance too. I just absolutely love the way that she pretends she has absolutely no emotion. She does such a great job. I mean, it's Leonard Nimoy quality Vulcan there, and I love it. I love it. I just it'd be great if we could just have a public burning of all the poopy diapers that have been created after 2005, and then just and let it rest for a little while. And then begin again, and you're going to have to do what you did with DS9. You're going to have to do what you did. I hate to say it, but I'm just going to say it with Voyager. You're going to have to do what you did with Enterprise. You're going to have to take the risk on an entirely new crew, and you're going to have to take the risk of trying to live up to Gene Roddenberry's beautiful utopian idea of the future. And that's difficult to do because it's ideas and hope. It's not hate and sorrow and misery and strife and feelings. It has to be something aspirational. And they're just going to have to take the risk. I can't believe that I'm actually saying this out loud. Can you two guys believe that I'm saying this out loud?
Yeah, we're going to clip that.
They have to take the risk to do something good.
Well, think of how turbulent the decade of the 60s was. I mean, we had the Civil Rights Movement, JFK, Martin Luther King being assassinated, Vietnam War, all world-changing events happening. And then Star Trek was, a hopeful part of that. And of course, there was obvious social commentary and political commentary in Star Trek, but it's in such a way done so well that it's timeless. So we can watch these episodes today and maybe not be sure. You could argue, Private Little War was written about the Vietnam War, but you could take it today and transpose it to different events around the world. So that's what made that writing just so brilliant.
And if you're at home and you're wondering why Mark is saying all of this, it's because Mark is trying to make a bigger point. And that is that even when faced with a society filled with turmoil and these tumultuous times and this political uncertainty, Star Trek back then still managed to be a beacon of hope, an aspirational enterprise, pun intended, for all human beings to tune in every week. Let them know there is hope. Let them know there are ideas. There are caring people out there. There are people who will put others before themselves. They will be dutiful to their fellow man and do beautiful things with their lives, to want to be edified. And this is why Mark is bringing this up. It's because he's fine-tuning the point that we're facing what we're facing right now. Okay, We are. We're facing some terrible. We have a horrible society right now. But at no time in history did anybody think they were in a great society and everything was wonderful. You know, even right after the Great World Wars, when people were, celebrating and so happy. You know, if you grew up eating rationed bread and if you grew up suffering and not having anything, you know, it really shaped the silent generation. So basically, what Mark is trying to say is that it's not an excuse, and I agree with him. I agree
Thank
that
you. Yeah, that's what I was
that is
trying to get.
the
Yeah,
that's the point he's trying to find
as
too.
bad as you think things are, and yeah, of course. Well, Lyndon Johnson did think we had a great
Well,
society, but
let me.
that's a history nerd joke. But
I'm just going to say hello real quick to Mr. Angel.
Hello,
Hey,
chef.
what's up,
hey,
Chef?
Mr.
Good to
Angel,
see you. No,
did anyone
absolutely.
get my bad nerd history joke?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go for it. Repeat it then.
Well, I said Lyndon Johnson thought we had a great society in the '60s.
I knew you. I knew someone
See?
had to make the Lyndon Johnson. That's good. I'm glad you did that. Ezra Goldstein, my friend, I respectfully disagree with you on that one. And I know you're a Doctor Who fan, but he said I can't watch Legopolis. It's very hard to watch. Tom Baker changed it to Peter Davison. It was the beginning of the end of classic Doctor Who. I'm sorry. I love Davison, my friend. I loved it. I mean, it killed me to see Tom Baker go, but I love Peter Davison. That's a shame. But hey, to each his own, my friend. And you're a Doctor Who fan of extraordinary stature, so. And a Star Trek fan, apparently, because he said Star Trek needs a long, long rest. Then maybe try to make a new Star Trek show based on Gene Roddenberry's ideals of what Star Trek should be. And I think they shouldn't bother trying it again until Hollywood has gotten over this crap, because I can only imagine how bad the casting would be. It would just be all political. It'd all be W word.
It's not
Yeah.
and it's not only that. Like, I just wish that people would start calling them on their BS, right? Because if you're writing under somebody else's name and you want to use that person's name, then you should show fidelity to that person's ideas, that person's conceptualization of that product. And if not, you're a fraud and you're a coward, because if you so disagree with that person, why do you have to use that person to be famous or to write stories? You're a coward and you're a fraud. What you need to do is you need to go and you need to write your own stories and make a name for yourself, and see if people actually want to watch or read what you are making or what you are writing. And you know what? I would venture a guess that no one does. No one does. So stop using somebody else's name. Like, don't these people have any pride? Don't they have any honor or dignity? Like, how
Nope.
disgusting is that? Look,
got
if I
none.
croak and somehow through some sort of miracle my writing takes off, please, everyone, do not let anyone do this to me. Don't. Please don't.
Absolutely. Right there with you.
Unfortunately, we are going to get Strange New Worms season 3. It's going to be 10 episodes, and they're going to begin filming. And I can't. How do you say Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Take 5 months to wrap up production.
I wouldn't be too
September
sure.
20th, 2023. No, they said they've started pre-production.
Hey,
Len Barnett. Hey there. Welcome.
But we'll see. But
Yes,
yeah, I mean, that
indeed.
obviously
That is
could get canceled depending on season 2 goes. But they said they're already planning for it. So, and they at least want to do 4. Well, normally they want to get those numbers of episodes up for syndication. But I guess not with streaming, it might not matter anymore. But I think, the chickens are coming home to roost in terms of spending money on this golden age of TV.
They love losing money, don't they?
Yeah. Well, now I think they're more concerned with, maybe making money or surviving with the streaming wars, with everyone cutting the cord. It's, you can't just throw money. Companies aren't willing to throw money, I guess, just to, loss leader. Like, when you get that advertisement at the, at Walmart or whatever, hey, buy X for $2 and they get you in, but the X they lose money on, but then you spend $100 more on stuff, the loss leader item. So I think that strategy is just gone by the wayside, and that's why you're seeing so much consolidation in the industry, and finally people are not willing to lose millions and millions of dollars. So we've gotten some great streaming shows, but Star Trek Discovery ain't one of them. I've suffered through that.
Yeah, Ezra, I'm shocked at you, but no, yes, you're right. We'll disagree on Doctor Who. I love Peter Davis, and I love all I love all the. But I'm a weirdo that way. I love a lot of classic Doctor Who episodes that aren't very popular. So I guess I'm one of those. I'm pretty stringent about Star Trek, but I'm pretty easygoing with real Doctor Who.
I'm sure Ezra would agree that none of the current stuff that we've gotten pales in comparison to any of, even if when Tom Baker left, it was just so depressed. He can't leave. What do you mean?
Oh, he wasn't alone, by the way. A lot of people were pissed off when Tom in the States. People did not understand that that Tom Baker was leaving. Hey, hungry boy.
Hey, hungry boy.
A lot of people didn't understand that that he was becoming somebody else.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, and they didn't like it. And you know what was weird? You know what's funny about that? The ladies who, there was a show that was popular before Doctor that was airing. I think it aired even as much as Doctor Who. One time there was a British show on PBS that PBS used to run called All Creatures Great and Small, and Peter Davison played Tristan Farnham on that show, and he was popular for that. And the ladies liked him. When they found out he was playing Doctor Who, the ladies, they didn't like it. They're like, wait a minute. Everyone thought that would be popular. But Tom Baker, you just can't replace him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look like Baker doesn't look like the classic ladies' man pretty boy either yet. I've been reading some stuff about some man. He had a lot of lady fans. Let's put it like that. And I love that guy. Which you wouldn't expect.
Well, he deserved it.
Tom Baker, but yeah. I wouldn't.
He earned them.
There are plenty of actual nerd women out there that are not normies who are just pretending to be nerds. Actual nerd women who are attracted to nerd men.
I think they love his voice and his acting. They love his persona. This is a cliche. They love his personality, but they do. His charisma and his charm.
Looks are fleeting,
I know.
Stupid is forever.
I was pissed when Tom regenerated and milquetoast Peter's face. No, I love Peter. Come on, man. Peter Davison was great as the Doctor. Here's the thing about that. Every Doctor has to be in stark contrast to the previous Doctor. If some other dude with curly hair and big, and big nose and big smile popped up, you go, oh, they're just trying to rip off Tom Baker. So look at the contrast. You from Hartnell to Troughton to Pertwee to Tom Baker, Baker to Davison to back to Colin Baker to Sylvester McCoy, even Sylvester McCoy to Paul McGann. They're all very different each time. I love that about it. But anyway, so number one.
Yes, sir.
Let us move to our first number one segment of the night.
Okay.
Our number one's picks. You have, what do you have for us? You have a TV show.
Well, I have Tales for Tomorrow, and I have 2 episodes, but I didn't do a film this week because we're doing UFO, and I'm very excited about it. Of course, many of you were here last week when Larry, who is a very active member of our community and a very supportive member of our community, requested that we finally unfurl our love for UFO. So we're going to be doing that this week, and I have notes for that because, of course, you all know how excited I am. Pretty much UFO to me is second only to TOS. So I am a massive UFO fan. Super excited about talking about it tonight. But I do have 2 episodes of Tales of Tomorrow.
Right. DJ Ronnie G, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Go for it, number one.
Yeah, so this first offering, I did not get any of the pictures because the pictures were all terrible quality. If Mark wants to bring some
I'll see
up,
if I can find some.
I knew you were going to be here, so let's take advantage of Mark.
Always take advantage of me. I don't
Well,
mind.
I do.
Everyone
I have
takes
to. I mean,
advantage
it's
of
in
Mark.
your contract. So on Tubi, if you're watching this on Tubi now, Tales of Tomorrow has just entered the public domain. And because of that, they were quickly scooped up by Tubi, and Tubi has their own order for things. And so they, on the Tubi order, this is season 1, episode 6. But I believe in the true order of Tales of Tomorrow, this is season 1, episode 14. And I'm going in order on Tubi. So, I'm going to be doing episode 6, and this is The Invader. The Invader is about, and this is from IMDb, a research team led by Dr. Burroughs witnesses a UFO, a UFO, I'm so excited.
There you go.
A UFO crash into the sea. Burroughs' son, Roy, makes a dive on the ship, but when he surfaces, his father begins to realize that Roy is not himself. Okay, Mark's going to show some pictures here, but I'll just say that's a pretty accurate and very succinct synopsis, a little summary of what's happening in this episode. And many people would probably criticize this episode and say, well, it's another one of those invasion of the body snatcher things, you know, that tired old trope. Alien comes in contact with person, person looks like person, but doesn't act like person. But there's something else going on here that is profoundly sad. And that is that Robert Foshko and Mort Zarkov have written a tale that is about, well, it's actually, if I were in university again, and I were in one of my comparative literature classes, I would actually argue that this could qualify to be a Greek tragedy. In the proper sense, in the academic sense, where it falls through the entire theory of a Greek tragedy. And that's what makes it really powerful, because this guy, this biologist, he sacrifices his son. It's what he does, and he does it mercilessly. He has no love for his son. He doesn't care about his son's feelings at all. He admonishes his son's wife for saying, you know, you're mentally and emotionally abusive towards your son. And I mean, his wife is easy on the eyes, because it happens to be one of my favorite ladies from Green Acres. I could sing you the entire theme song for Green Acres, Ava Gabor. So, and she takes him aside
Wow.
and says, look, this abuse of your son has to end. You have to stop treating him like a child and being so emotionally abusive to him. So the first 22 minutes of this story, of this short story, is outstanding. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Unfortunately, once the creature reveals itself, there is a swirl of terrible dialogue, and that happens at about 22 minutes. And that swirl of bad dialogue and preposterous dialogue goes on for like a good 3 or 4 minutes, maybe more. And so it has a profound impact on the episode, because these episodes, I think, are only 28 minutes long. So we have the first 22 minutes where you're being challenged and you realize, oh my goodness, this may actually be a proper academic Greek tragedy. We have this father going through all of the motions of a Greek tragedy. And then just this solid, like I said, under 5 minutes, but around 5 minutes of just the worst dialogue ever in the history of the universe. So, would I recommend The Invader? Yes, I would. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10. Ava Gabor looks amazing without any makeup. She's awesome. I love her. I loved her on Green Acres. I love Green Acres. I watched every episode. I know all the lyrics. She is just, and she's beautiful here, because she's this research assistant and she doesn't wear any makeup. She doesn't do any darling, even though she has this very thick accent. She masks it beautifully. She is statuesque. She is dainty, feminine, gorgeous, and just wonderful to be around. And then, of course, we have this aspect of this Greek tragedy with, I'm sorry to say, some crappy dialogue. So 7 out of 10. And now I'm going to throw it on over to the boss and to Mark and say, hey, have you guys ever watched The Invader?
JT Kirk, what's up, buddy? I have not yet. I'm still been derelict in my duty because I keep forgetting. I need to be reminded to start
Oh
watching.
my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh my gosh. He's here. JT Kirk.
What she said. Yeah, I
I
have
gotta
not.
give him the
JT.
Kirok treat. He's like, I love
He
him.
likes that. I love JT Kirk. No, yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't watched it yet. I need to.
You
I
do.
keep forgetting about it. I'm flat forget. I mean, I got no excuse.
Yeah.
I got
I
no
forgot too.
excuses. Damn us both.
Look at Ava. Like, come on. How do you not, like, when
Oh
you look
my,
at
yeah.
Ava, don't you think to yourself, my God, what a woman. You should see her, like, oh, she must have an 18-inch waist, and just she has the perfect proportions. She's just glorious. It's just, look at her without any makeup on. She plays the perfect research assistant here who's totally into like biology and earth sciences and calculations and taking down the dictation and just and arranging things for the scientist. She's amazing in this, and I can't believe the performance she puts on, because there is no darling. And I mean, I want there to be darling, because she's a tall glass of water. She's just beautiful. So
You are
that's
my
that.
wife. Goodbye, City Life 3 because we are there.
Yeah. Oh, New York is where I'd rather stay. I get allergic smelling hay. I just adore a penthouse
There
view.
you go. Love it.
Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue.
Nice. Yeah.
I love her. Okay, so she's
Yay.
like, I'm a huge Ava Gabor fan, like massive Ava Gabor fan.
That was
so
a good show.
just seeing her in The Invader is wonderful.
Nice.
So now I'll just put it to the chat, folks. If you have watched The Invader, please go ahead and put up your thoughts. The
Yes,
next
seen it, everybody.
episode is something that totally freaked me out. Okay, so everyone knows I grew up. Well, sometimes I say things and then people are like, "Well, I didn't know that about you." So I find myself repeating myself a lot on social media. Yeah, I'm Irish. Yeah, I grew up in a band, because like everybody, it seems like they're just first meeting me. Anyway, so I grew up in a band and grew up moving around quite a lot. And I grew up in Canada before there was FM radio. There was no such thing as cable TV. We had 3 stations. One was French, and you needed to have plenty of tinfoil and rabbit ears. And I spent a lot of time in hotels and motels growing up because, you know, you're performing and you're a professional musician. It's not something you do on the weekend. So I have this weird recollection, this very odd deja vu when it comes to Tales of Tomorrow. I don't know where I would have watched it, because I don't think it's in Canada. So I don't know how I have this deja vu, but I do. And now this week, it's even worse.
Wow.
The next episode is season 1, episode 7. In real life, this is season 1, episode 35, and it is called The Little Black Bag. Okay. And I have to tell everyone right now, this is not deja vu. This is 100%. I know this for a fact. I have seen or read this. I have, like, as a kid. And I think I might have read it, some form of this story in Alberta Speech and Debate, which I was in when I was young. And there's a category called oral interpretation, where you read a story as though it's like an old time radio hour, and you have to inflect your voice and involve everyone. So I think I might have been given the script of The Little Black Bag to compete with at an event, because I know this story like the back of my hand. I know it, I knew it, and so it's super cool. So saying all of that, this is science fantasy. It is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous story written by Cyril M. Kornbluth and Man Rubin. It is about a depressed man. He's a doctor, and he's suffering from extreme depression. He doesn't want to live anymore. He's chain smoking, he's washed out, and he's just done with everything. And it's revealed that his wife is quite a shrew. She's a terrible, awful person. Like, I mean, deep down, like totally evil, like almost like demonic in her behavior. She's heartless. She has no morals. She's a terrible person. And the reason why he's depressed is because she's abusing him all the time, like just wearing him down, saying horrible things to him. And you feel so awful for this man. He's so destroyed by this abuse from his wife. And so I guess it's sort of one line of dialogue, so you really need to unpack it more. But I guess one night he was working really late. He came home and he had some drinks, and then he got called to an emergency, and he was inebriated or partially inebriated, and this wife is pushing him to work all the time. This is like an old-fashioned doctor scenario. And so the patient winds up dying. And so he basically doesn't want to live anymore. He wants to self-delete. Just a kind and wonderful man. And so he basically dedicates the rest of his entire life to not making any money at all, to only servicing the public and just being the best doctor he could possibly be, to save lives, to help the poor, people who can't afford medical treatment. He's basically an absolutely beautiful person. He's an altruistic person, an altruistic doctor. His wife, Angie, is a complete bitch, a greedy, heartless bitch. So she says to him, you need to go and get some money. We have no money. He goes down to a pawn shop, and the guy gives him $20 for his medical bag. And the guy says, I'll tell you what, for $5, I'll give you $20 for your medical bag. But for $5, I would give you 25, but I'll keep 5, and I'll give you this weird medical bag that somebody dropped off to the pawn shop. I don't understand what the medical instruments are in it. I've had other doctors come in and look at the medical instruments that are in this bag. They can't make any sense of them. One doctor even laughed at me and made fun of me. And he opens up the bag and he starts looking at the things inside of this pawn shop bag. And he says, you got a deal. He goes home and he starts looking through this bag, and he realizes that this bag is from the future. And it contains a whole bunch of medical equipment that would be at Dr. McCoy level of healing. Only it's no contraptions. Like there are no tricorders or things like that. This is hard medical devices and medicines that can heal things like cancer and stuff. So the bag has a warning on it. And it says that if the bag is ever used in a way that would harm anyone, that whomever has done the harming will suffer the fullest extent of punishment that the bag can provide. And now I'm not going to tell you the end of the story because I don't want to ruin it for you, but I will tell you this. I very strongly suspect, I don't think I read this in a book somewhere, but I very strongly suspect I was given this script for an oral interpretation competition in Alberta Speech and Debate, and I read this script. This is such a well-written story. It is such a beautiful story. I have no intention of ruining this story for you. You must watch this beautiful, beautiful episode of science fiction. It's absolutely incredible. Yes, I'm using the word incredible, and this is not hyperbole. It is a testament to exactly what science fiction is supposed to do, and it's marvelous. And so I don't want to ruin it for you. So please watch this. And I give The Little Black Bag a 10 out of 10.
Jason Sandberg, welcome.
Hey,
Good to see
Jason.
you. That sounds extraordinary. I mean, and Hungerboy seems to remember a comic book ripping that off. Yes. If it's on TV, it's probably a comic. It's probably ripped it off at some point. That's incredible. That's amazing. I want to watch that one.
Yeah.
You made me want to watch that one right now.
I don't want to do any more. I'm tempted to talk more about it because it actually is so well wrought that it has a novel-like quality. So this could easily be turned into a novella or a full novel, and it is highly enjoyable how this man uses his power and what results from it. And that's all I'm going to say, but glorious.
Something bad has to happen to wife. I haven't watched it, but I'm just guessing.
The bitch who is only married him for money, and when she found out that he was actually a good guy who worked long hours and wanted to care for people and made one little tiny mistake, You telling me that there aren't physicians out there who haven't slept enough after they've had a bourbon? I mean, what she does to him in return, what she holds over him and what she does to him is absolutely disgusting. This lady is just a parasite. Just, I'd like to squish her under my shoe. She's just absolutely the worst example of what a human being could be. And that's powerful writing. That's powerful writing. And it's in science fiction. So we have all of the elements of science fiction and characterization. So we have a ton of fun here in a very short period of time. So much is accomplished to wonderful effect, marvelous effect. 10 out of 10.
Nice.
And they're all very
That sounds
easy to
amazing.
find and watch on Tubi, YouTube,
On
you know,
Tubi.
because they're in public domain, so they're also on YouTube, and they're all, you know, if you just Google one of the episode names, you'll find them. You'll find it all over Daily Motion. So it's, you know, public domain. So not tough to find. Yep.
It's not. It's in the public domain now. Just enjoy it. It's also at archive.org. And
Yep.
if you find that my my order is off, please, folks, just remember that I am a Canadian. So my Tubi is different. And that's also why I'm making sure that I repeat. Actually, I should do that right now.
Do we know if
I
this is on
repeat
American Tubi?
the names. The first one is The Invader. And the second one is The Little Black Bag.
Right.
Yes, Hungry Boy, definitely better than Beneath the Sea, and also known as Anthony Quinn Gets a Girlfriend.
Do we know if this is on American Tubi?
I hope it is. I think it's on.
I think so. Yeah. I just put the link in. So
Hey, Apollome's Minion is here.
Oh my goodness, Apollo, what's up, Apollo? Unless, of course,
yeah.
And
who
the
else is
pepperoni. The pepperoni.
gotta find, there we go. Bop, 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 bop.
Simmy!
Truck doggy. Good
I know
to see
a
you, Apollo.
pepperoni who could use some cheese.
Yeah, I hope you're doing well, and I hope the doggy's doing well. All righty, well, that's fantastic. So that's great stuff. I want to watch that. I need to be reminded. Glenser, hey Glenser.
Hey, Glenser,
Glenser.
nice to see you. Yeah, just a shout out to Vicky Cummings.
Oh, look.
May God rest her soul. I don't think she's alive right now. I think she may have passed away. She could be alive, but I mean, this is quite an old episode, 1951, and I think she's about 30 or 40 here. So maybe she, I don't know. I just wanted to say on our broadcast right now that Vicky Cummings does such an incredible job as this shrew, this completely morally and emotionally bankrupt person, Angie Fulbright. Yeah, what a cow. Anyway,
Retro Nerd Girl, what's up, love?
Retro
Good to
Nerd
see you.
Girl!
Hey, Retro Nerd Girl.
Glenser tells us that the Little Black Bag was remade for Night Gallery. The remake started Burgess Meredith. Oh my goodness, maybe that's what you're remembering it from. I don't know if you ever watched Night Gallery by Rod Serling.
Photos, yeah, his photo did. Burgess Meredith's photo did pop up when I searched for it. Yep. So
no, I remember the little. Was it called the Night Gallery? Because I don't remember the Night Gallery, but I immediately remembered the Little Black Bag. I was like, Little Black Bag.
Have you never ever seen Rod Serling's Night Gallery?
No, I don't think so. No.
That was his show that he did later after Twilight Zone. It was Night Gallery. Was
write that down.
Oh, good Lord! There's some great episodes of that. There's also some really disturbing, scary ass ones. He did science fiction on there, but he also did some scary stuff.
Okay, so this is more the scary for genre clubby.
Well, there's some science fiction in there too. But it's Rod Serling, good. So it's really good stuff. It's just
good.
It's him. He didn't last as long as Twilight Zone. It was in color. It was really creepy. He would come on there and he would talk. That theme, there's nothing could touch the Twilight Zone theme. Of course, this is extraordinary. But the theme music of the Night Gallery always gives me the willies. I mean, in a good way, it's supposed to. But he says Night Gallery was utterly horror oriented with a side of sci-fi. Says Hungry Boy. Yeah. There was some science fiction though as well, and like you said. But yeah, it's Rod Serling. Yeah, it was a good show. Top-notch stuff.
And so that is all I have for my presentation this week, because we're going to dive in as per
Uh-oh.
the public requests, and we do requests around here, to discuss one of my favorite things in the entire world.
That's right, everybody. We've got
Prepare to swoon.
Our next
Oh.
segment. We've decided to start this out. It's a new segment we're adding to the Clubhouse. We take a show that we love and we review it one episode at a time. So the three of us will watch it. And the first show we're going to start with is called UFO. Jerry Anderson's UFO from 1970. Last year, obviously it's been a show from 1970 if you're not familiar with it. Last year, we got to talk. I don't know how we got to talking about it or how it came to be, but we all decided to go back and I'd never watched much, little pieces here and there. Remember one? I can't remember. Had you not watched it before this point?
No, because it wasn't available in Canada.
Okay.
So when did I first watch this, Clobby? When did I first watch this?
A year
Clobby?
ago?
About a year ago, roughly.
Yeah, maybe a year.
Like year-ish.
Yeah,
Somewhere
like
up in
a
there.
year-ish. Yeah, and I've watched it. How many times have I watched it?
I don't know. There are only 26 episodes, by the
I
way.
think
Folks. 5.
I don't know.
All the way through?
Yeah.
I heard all your
Wow.
VHS tapes got worn out.
I'm trying to buy this. I'm desperately trying to buy it. It's not available in Canada right now.
So what happened, folks, is we got to talking about it. I don't remember exactly how, but I'd seen personally, I'd seen one or two, but it'd been so long, it was pretty much hadn't. It was like I'd never seen it because I never got to see it all the way through. So, and I don't know about Mark. I think Mark was relatively new to you as well. I mean,
Yeah, no,
you knew about it, but
a couple times,
Same here.
episodes here and there,
So,
but never
we
watched it through yet.
right, we weren't hardcore fans or anything like that. So what we did is, it was not really an organized effort. I'm not even sure what possessed Raquel to watch it or me to watch it. We just got to talking about it. And we started watching, and it didn't take long to go through them. There are only 26 episodes. They're on YouTube, or at least they were when I watched them. And it's just great. It's a wonderful show. That's only, like I said, by Jerry Anderson. You may be more familiar with his work either through his marionettes, his puppet stuff like Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet and Stingray, or his live action show that followed UFO. That was UFO, sort of a precursor to it, Space 1999. So, anyway, we've decided that we will review one episode a week here. The three of us will talk about it. It's not like Saturday Night Star Trek where we do, we sit there for hours and hours and hours of reviewing stuff, but we will take a deep dive into it tonight, but one episode at a time.
Yeah.
On the Clubhouse.
And then one is manageable, and so you get the same feeling as Saturday Night Star Trek without the length.
Yep, and I didn't even make any kind of picture for it. I should have.
Oh, that's okay. We
got we got the chief engineer with us.
Yeah, so
We'll
I
get
just
some
wanted to
photos,
start off by asking Mark D with the C if he would be so kind as to open up a window for Amazon.com, because I want everyone to know that I found a vetted text for this. It
Right.
is
And
the complete guide to UFO, and it is $250 on.
Oh wow!
But we should show it.
We're gonna go from I'm trying to. There's a Fanderson order to watching the show, as opposed to the air date order, which is a good way to watch it. And remember, everyone, we are going to be pretty spoilery.
We are,
if that matters to you.
Yeah,
just like we are in Saturday Night Star Trek.
But it is important that once the boss has told you that, once the captain has said, "Look, we're going to spoil some stuff on that on these episodes," you do need to know that I'm telling you 1,000%. You could watch these episodes 1,000,000 times and never get sick of them. There's no way you can oversell this show. This show is it's second to TOS. That good.
It is a great show, and I really enjoyed it. So, and now this is me starting my official second watch of it, whereas number one has seen it over the course of the past 8-9 months, like 20 times already.
I love it. It's addictive. It's like TOS. It's addictive. Like, it's sickly addictive.
So, Mark,
did you want me to read? Did you want me to start off with
I'm trying
production notes? or because I have the Wikipedia page up, so I can do the production notes, even though they're from Wikipedia. I mean, there are a few in-text citations, but I mean, let's face it, half the time these in-text citations go nowhere. So I don't really know. I wish I could afford the vetted text. Maybe one day I might buy it because it's worth $250. Ooh,
We'll find
you got a
it.
gift,
We'll find
boss.
You did. Oh, hang on 1 second. Be right there.
Okay, boss. Max, boss is just grabbing some stuff for the show. We're just
Hey, Max.
pulling everything together.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, Admiral Teague, welcome. Good to see you, my friend.
Welcome,
Thank you,
Admiral Teague.
Max.
Yeah.
Says I'm off to bed early day tomorrow. Damn you, Whistler. Yes. Well, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Great to see you. And have a great night and sleep well, bud. Let's see here.
So while
Continue.
those guys are poking around, I'll read you all the production notes. And this is from Wikipedia, and I haven't pre-read it. It is Wikipedia, which is a user-generated encyclopedia, but obviously this isn't as big a franchise as Star Trek, so we're going to have to change. We're going to have to shift gear here on the quality of the quality of the information. But it's really important to realize that user-generated material sucks. It really does. It sucks. And so some of this might not be accurate. But I mean, it's a start, folks. Production notes as per wikipedia.org. During late 1968, Jerry and Sylvia Anderson collaborated with producer Reg Hill and writer Donald James and Tony Barwick to develop the format for the series and the pilot episode Identified. Initially, Earth's Defense Organization was to be called UFODO, so UFOEDO, Unidentified Faux Defense Organization, which was not a secret operation like Shadow was to become. The commander of UFODO was to be Commander Straker with an AE, the ligature, the English ligature, later shortened to Straker. They got rid of the ligature, with Ed Bishop cast in the role. Second in command was to be Alex Freeman, later named Alec, and be played by George Sewell. Both actors had appeared in the Andersons' film Doppelganger. Initially, the moon base commander's name, Franco Desica, was to be played by an Italian actor, Franco De Rosa. De Rosa was later fired after 3 days of filming for causing considerable delays. De Rosa's character was dropped entirely from the show. Some of Desica's dialogue was repurposed for a new moon base commander, Lieutenant Gay Ellis, played by, and I'm going to embellish here, the lovely, the sexy, the brilliant, the beautiful and cute and just capable and great leader and adorable Gabrielle Drake, who I love. This character was initially called Lieutenant Paula Harris. The captain of the Skydiver craft, cast as John Carlin, that should be with a C, not a K, was to be John Kelly. But before filming commenced, the part was restructured and offered to dancer Peter Gordano, and the character renamed Peter Carlin with a C. Oh, so I was right. John Kelly was recast as Skydiver navigator John Masters. Towards the end of April 1969, following 5 months of pre-production, principal photography for the pilot episode began with Jerry Anderson directing the MGM British Studios in Borehamwood. Second unit filming took place at Burnham Beaches in Buckinghamshire. This included the UFO attack on Straker and Henderson's Rolls-Royce. This unit also filmed the scene with Peter Carlin, or Peter Gordano, and his sister Leela, Edwina Carroll, when they discover a UFO landed in the woods. This was filmed at Black Park in Ivor Heath, close to Pinewood Studios. Additional location shooting included Neptune House at AV Elstree Studios. This building was used as an administration block for Harlington Straker Studios. Various Shadow members were filmed arriving at this building. In this episode, Colonel Lake holds a newspaper with the date 24th August 1980. This details the exact date that Shadow became operational. Other locations used for the filming include Handley Page Limited and Radlett Aerodrome in Hertfordshire. And that is all Wikipedia has on the production notes from Identified Season 1, Episode 1 of UFO!
Yay. Love it.
So, boss, tell me what you think of UFO.
I love it. I mean, this show, I've really just enjoyed it so much. When I watched it last year, I couldn't stop. It didn't. There are only 26 episodes, which is tragic, folks, because it's one of those that I can't stop when I'm watching it. You know, when I was watching it last year, it did not take long. Now, and the first time I started watching, actually halfway through, I found out there was a different order, and so I was kind of aggravated by that. This time, I'm going to go through with the actual true order, because I watched, you know, YouTube had them in the out of order, or the I guess the air date order.
Mhm.
Yep.
So I love this show. God, I love the cars. I love the sets. I love well, obviously I love that shot right there. The title.
I mean, look at that incredible car there. I
Look
mean,
at
can't
that
take my
car
eyes off of
there.
that car. It's gorgeous.
car's
Look
so-
at the
She has legs
look
for
at those
days.
doors that
And
open.
that's actually a bad shot of her posterior, because she's
Mm.
got the cutest little wiggle as she walks away, and she's wearing that
There's a girl in
wonderful
the picture?
Angora
Is there a girl in the
sweater
picture? I just
with
saw the
that
car.
Angora skirt. She looks so cute.
We just see the car. We don't see anything like that. We're not
Yeah,
a couple
I'm
of
a car guy.
dirty old
yeah.
men or something.
Get out of town. You're the least dirty old man I've ever met in my life, Clobby.
Oh no, no.
Now
That's
Raquel's
not
gonna
correct.
swoon here.
Yes.
I'm just as bad. I'm as bad as any of them.
Look at the Italian
But yeah,
guy
this
there.
is the great Straker.
That
It's a brilliant show.
yes, it is. It is good, good, good. Mark, what do you think of UFO Identified?
Well, obviously love the show, and then just gave a little bit of background there, but it's I guess think of it almost like Mission Impossible in space, if that kind of
Mhm.
makes any
Sure does.
sense to people out there. So if you haven't seen it, you're in for a treat. If you have seen it, enjoy talking about it with us in the chat. I can see the people in the chat. Hungry Boy obviously loves the show and the cars, and it's set in the
James
far-flung
Bond
future.
and TOS smooshed together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's and of course this first episode, as you said, there's the plane is shot down. And they find the alien, and they we're doing spoilers here, and minor spoilers. So
Yeah, we're spoiler.
so they find out he's got those transplanted human body parts. So
Good night, Dad, man.
good night, Dad, man. And so it was from people who disappeared in the woods, like as you said, a decade earlier. It's just so creepy. So it's got a little bit of Twilight Zone in there. They're not friendly. ET, phone home, give me some Reese's Pieces. It's really kind of a creepy story. And then you combine that with all the secret nature of Straker. He's supposed to be a Hollywood producer, and actually they are, I guess, producing movies at the same time.
They are.
So he's got to do two jobs at once. So
400 people work at the studio, and they have no idea what's going on beneath it.
Yeah, so this great, it's kind of like a Get Smart, office that goes, the elevator goes down, and then they go down below to Shadow headquarters. So up above, is the production studio, and the worlds intermingle sometimes, and some certain people know both, and like you said, some people don't. So it's a great secret agent setup, and there's here's like this is the production studio going on this shot
They're
here,
filming
filming
a
a movie.
movie.
He said,
Yeah.
yeah, they're filming a movie. They make
Is that
movies
Doctor
there.
Who? No, yeah.
It looks like Steed from Avengers. Yeah.
So you've got that part of the secret identity. You've got Straker, who's the star of the show and a great character, and he's got to make all kinds of moral choices, and there's a lot of pressures on him and family life, and we're not going to spoil everything on this first episode.
No.
Yeah, obviously, but there's a lot. Oh, I have that movie camera in the other room. I should go get it.
Oh wow. Yeah, the episode opens up
That's a
about
Bolex
10 years
camera.
earlier, right? I mean, it opens up
Yes.
with these people just playing around with a camera outside. It's kind of the opening. Definitely, if you don't know what to expect, it's weird. It's strange, in a good way. I mean, where this dude and these two cute girls, they're just, again, you have to understand context. Even though it's set in 1980, this scene is in 1970,
Mhm.
and the world was I mean, was more spread out. Not that it was easy, spookier. You could go out into the woods and stuff, and it was a lot more remote and scary. And they run into aliens. He sees aliens and gets. Well, go ahead. I'll let you take it from here, Mark.
Well, it's Blair
Raquel.
Witch Project kind of stuff here, but I gotta go get that camera. It looks like the camera. My dad had a nice camera collection because he worked in photography. So I'm pretty sure I have that. And my daughter, which is great, on the side here, but my daughter really got interested in film photography, so I've been helping her, and she's been going through all of Grandpa's cameras, and I'll show some of those on YouTube.
Well, why don't
someday
you
too.
go
I've
get the
posted a few.
camera, and while
Yeah,
you're
and you
gone,
talk.
instead
you
of
talk.
everybody trying to explain what's going on, I'm just going to do what I do on Saturday Night Star Trek. I'm
Go
going to read
for
the
it.
synopsis, because then we could just get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
for the notes. Go for the
Yeah,
notes.
okay,
be
so
back.
let's do it. 2 women and a man come across a UFO that has landed in a wood. The man, Peter Carlin, starts filming the craft, but the threesome are fired upon by an alien occupant. One of the women is killed. Carlin is shot and injured, whilst the third, Carlin's sister, is abducted. Increasing UFO activity starting in 1970 brings, as shown in the episode, blah, 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 the United States, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, France, and West Germany together to combat the perceived threat. Whilst en route to a secret meeting with the British Prime Minister, Colonel Ed Straker and General Henderson, Henderson's Rolls-Royce Phantom 6 and 2 escort police motorbikes are attacked by a UFO. Straker is thrown clear, but Henderson is seriously wounded. After 10 years of planning, the international community has paid for the construction of a secret organization, Shadow, the supreme headquarters alien defense organization in Britain, to track and deal with any incoming UFO threats. Straker is now in command of this organization. Shadow is hidden beneath Harlington Straker, a working film studio used as cover for the underground base. Straker's cover involves being a film producer. Following a fire at Westbrook Electronics, Colonel Freeman is piloting a transporter aircraft from Los Angeles, which contains top secret eutronic equipment to track the UFOs in deep space. Plus, its creator, Colonel Virginia Legg. Hubba. Sid, the space intruder detector, an early warning computerized tracking satellite that detects incoming alien UFOs, detects an approaching UFO heading for the North Atlantic. Moonbase launches 3 interceptors, which fire upon the UFO, but it manages to escape destruction. Shadow Control authorizes Skydiver submarine to launch Sky One interceptor aircraft piloted by Captain Peter Carlin. The UFO continues into Earth's atmosphere and tracks and fires at the transporter, but it's shot down by Sky One. The UFO disintegrates in the sea. An injured alien occupant survives the UFO crash and is examined at Shadow's medical laboratory. The effects on Earth's atmosphere cause the alien to revert to its true age and die. Boy, this is so poorly written, guys. It's hard to read. Following an autopsy, Shadow discovers that the alien has numerous organ transplants harvested from humans. It transpires that the alien's heart comes from Carlin's sister, who disappeared in 1970, which is the incident shown at the beginning. And so that's what Wikipedia has to say about the story. So I guess now we can get into it so we're not falling all over ourselves to explain what's happening in the story.
There you go. Wow. This explains a lot too, doesn't it?
This is
There's a mirror there too.
This is incredible, because in this scene, it reveals why this is such a difficult cosplay to do. So if you're wondering who that woman is on the left, that is my girl. That is an astrophysicist and a lieutenant, and she is the woman in charge. She is the top in charge of the moon base. And she is getting undressed right now. and showing the amount of work that Sylvia Anderson put into these incredible costumes that are very true to life of what you would need if you were stationed on a moon base and you needed clothes that could transition and work with you as you're working on moon base. But she is one of the elite. She is in charge of the entire base. She is brilliant. Astrophysics, astrometrics, math, trajectory. She's amazing, gorgeous.
Yeah,
I think we should mention too that the character on the right cannot see through this wall. There's like it's a high tech mirrored surface that changes. If I'm remembering the episode,
Yes,
the shield. So this is the perspective of the viewer, but he can't see in here. It's this really cool technology they use. And hail to Pod Racing Palpatine.
Yes.
Yay!
And also hello to who else? Alaric Harrison popped in. Yes.
Hey, Alaric.
And what was it? Michael Beacom said he said his son came in by as he was watching an episode and broke up laughing when he saw them flash to 1980 on the screen. Yeah, that always gives me a chuckle too, because it's like the far-flung future of 1980.
Yeah.
And Retro Nerd Girl loves the show. Cool. I'm glad thank you. It's great to have you here. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's incredible. So I have some notes.
Well, go for it.
I'm gonna that's just for fun. I'm gonna show this camera.
Okay, yeah, do it.
Sorry.
No,
it's always fun to show things that let's see. Oop, let me
do it, Mr. 1970.
Yeah, here we go.
So Mark stole Peter's camera.
I did steal it. Yep. So
he stole Pete's camera. He stole Captain Carlin's camera. He's a nasty guy.
Wow. I don't know if you can still hear me. So this is my dad came here to work for the Bolex company. So of course, if you look, if I go far enough back, let's see if I hold it, it'll look. Yep, that's got to be. That's it. Yep, nice. That's the camera. So it's a Bolex for anyone UFO fans out there. It's a Bolex 150 Super film camera. And I always love the way this camera looks. Nice. It's a very futuristic camera for cool. For back. There we get some light on the subject.
Hey, Stephen Ransom.
Hey, Stephen. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. And again, I should when we get back to talking about that episode, there's some stuff I need to remember. I need to remember to talk about.
Rock and roll, boss.
There we go. So I was going to do a quick video on this old film camera, but yeah, it's always look for, the funny thing is they made this camera look very futuristic, when they came out in the 60s with this camera. So the fun thing is,
phaser.
Doesn't it look like phaser?
It does look like a phaser.
Like that. This is such a cool camera.
Ezra wants to know if it works, Mark.
It does work, yeah. I mean, the film, I've got to get the film for it, but the goal is, working with my daughter to try to take some of these, use some of these old cameras again. She's done her first film, using old-fashioned film, which is great. So, which is fun. So, gonna help her do that. But yeah, this was how Spielberg and those guys got started in the old days. Were all these,
it's crazy,
old film cameras. So yeah, that's that just caught my eye when I saw it. Of course, this.
Chef wants to know if it's 9mm film.
This is the 8mm. I believe it's 8 or 16. I think this is 8mm. I believe this is 8mm, but I shall look it up. Let's see if it says on here. Lenses, camera.
Pod Racing Palpatine says it looks like a radar gun.
Yeah, doesn't it? Yeah. So there's the lens that's on there. Yeah. So I think it's 8mm, but I shall check. Find out. But yeah, it's a really cool looking camera. Yes. Shoot away. Yep. So I thought that's fun. Yeah, to see that was actually in the episode. Yep. So I thought that was a nice. Sorry to hijack, but I thought that was a fun diversion.
So what you're telling me is that we could 100% LARP this entire episode.
Yep.
Let's LARP it. Oh,
LARP
that's
away.
great,
Yep.
Clubby, and that keeps us compliant so we don't get ourselves into trouble. And
There we
Clubby, you said you wanted to mention some things.
Oh, did he take a break?
I don't know.
Let's see. I can't hear him right
No,
now.
no. I just muted like an idiot.
Oh, that's okay. You're not an idiot.
Yes, I am. I could prove it. I have it on file. No, just a couple of things about the episode. Obviously, go back to a couple to where that lady there. I mean, shouldn't be lost on anyone that final scene where, because it's kind of weird. When I first saw it, I didn't put two and two together. This guy goes on to be a member of Shadow.
He does. It's Peter.
And that's his sister.
Yep.
And when I first saw it, I guess I don't know what I was doing. But and it's interesting that, well, should a spoiler? Are we spoilering kind of ending?
We-
Yeah, we're spoiling. Yeah.
You already talked about how they found her heart 10 years later in one
Yep.
of these aliens. And he's finally, at this 10 years later, he gets closure on what happens to his sister. And the weight of this. This is a show. People, you always have to remember something. This is 1970. When you could do darker stuff and still be in the light sometimes and have dark and light. And it's not altruistic like Star Trek or anything, but it still has a positive component to it. And this is by a producer who made, and everything he made before this was for kids. Jerry Anderson made Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet. There's Minimus here. Minimus is here.
Minimus.
And what was it? What's the other one? Stingray. A lot of these, and Joe 90. So he made all these marionette shows. This is the chance he gets. He makes science fiction, and he makes it from the bat. I mean, that is just brutal at the end when you find out that it took him 10 years to find out, what happened to his sister, and how disturbing is that? And he finds out her heart is in the alien, one of these stupid aliens, one of these evil, rotten aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, they're using human parts so they can invade.
Yes, it's just brutal, and it's so well done, and it's disturbing in the best possible sense. This show is great.
Yep.
Right there, it really just grabs you right at the end there when you get that scene.
Yep.
So anyway, continue.
I was gonna say that's what's so Twilight Zone about some of these episodes in some way, in terms of the way the episodes hit, in terms of the what comes back later, and creepiness is not the wrong word. Just
no, there are some creepy things in this show.
Yeah.
That's not one of them.
There's some super creepy things. There she is. There's Gay.
Oh, there's Gay.
Hi,
oh
Gay
my God.
Ellis.
For some reason, we don't know, folks. You have to wear a purple wig on the moon.
Well, we kind of know why, but I mean, it's not explicit. I would like to.
They all do, though.
Well, we kind of know, but it's not explicit. But I would like
Okay.
to get that book and remove all doubt. But Sylvia Anderson is a pretty intelligent person, and she is the one who wrote the teleplay for this particular episode. And so I have my own ideas about what she was trying to do there with the costumes and do there with the dialogue. So, it's my personal opinion through the evidence of watching the show and seeing the way they sort of send messages and signals about what they're trying to accomplish with these episodes. It's especially because they don't dress this way outside of work, and we see that later. I definitely think that it is a Freemason vibe. And when you're a Freemason, you have to wear regalia, and when you're acting as a Freemason, you have to wear regalia. So I sort of see it as here they are, this hive of these incredible women who are these astrophysicists, and they're calculating these invasion trajectories, and they're the right hand of Ed Straker. So I sort of see them as the wigs as an indication that you're dealing with these Freemason level astrophysicists who are very important. And of course, Gay's in charge of the whole place.
No problem there. Look, no complaint. I'm just kind of making a goof on it, but yeah.
Yeah, and
Well, no,
that
I
character again can't see through that window when she's changing, just so they show
Too
the
bad for him.
effect in the show. They can't.
Well,
not for us, yeah.
Yeah, and the reason why I like to explain that, Clubby, is because I don't want people to think to dismiss it and sort of think that it's silly, because Sylvia Anderson is incredibly gifted. the stuff that she did, the costumes that she did on this, the teleplays that she wrote, the pilot that she helped write. Wow. Like, wow. The way that she depicts women is just amazing. And we have a lot of false firsts in modern culture and in these corporate stories that people are watching nowadays, but this is the real deal. This is actual diversity. This is actual equality. This is actual storytelling, and they're not doing it in a horrible way. They're doing it in the way it should be done.
Yep. Now the shirts these guys had to wear, I guess it was comfortable. It was probably hot in that sub, So.
Yeah.
Oliver Belamonte, hey there.
Yep.
So anyway, continue, whomever.
Okay, so maybe I'll just run through my notes quickly. Okay, so everyone should know, like I said, this is season 1, episode 1. This was first broadcast on September 16th, 1970, but it was written and conceived in 1968. But everyone should realize this is set in 1980. So I think there are a lot of people out there who think this was made in 1980 and it's about 1980. It's not. It was actually conceived in 1968, developed over 2 years, and happened in the 1970s. Exactly like Clobby said at the beginning, the far-flung future of 1980.
1980, the far-flung future.
And there are some things that you should know about the science in this show that you should keep tucked under your hat. Speaking of hats, shooter, pew, pew, pew,
Shooter,
pew.
what is up? Hey, Shooter.
Shadow stands for Supreme Headquarters Alien Defense Organization. SID is this wonderful space intruder detector, and it is completely computerized. SID looks like a bit like a dog. And he's really super cute, and he's in outer space. And he works with Ellis. Gay makes sure that she deploys interceptors through SID. Skydiver is a sub that launches Sky One. So Sky One is attached to Skydiver, and Sky One is capable of going into the atmosphere. So we have this Skydiver. It's this submarine. It's hidden underwater. And then we have Sky One, a type of interceptor that can go into the atmosphere. Then in this series too, you're going to see something called mobiles. These are tanks, and they're the coolest futuristic tanks. And then, of course, we have Moonbase, which is the tracking system, and it's also where all of the space interceptors are kept. The space interceptors are the most beautiful ships.
Pleasant Valley Picker. Hey,
baby.
Hey, continue.
Yeah, and I just wrote in my notes, this is sincere and glorious diversity. Colonel Straker is a boss. I love the secret agent briefcase. They are attacked by aliens, but as always with these aliens, and we don't know where they're from, they want bodies and organs, so they bomb either side of the road. They don't want to destroy these bodies. They just want to harm these bodies enough where they can take their vital organs that they're taking to help not only live on their own planet, but with this always with this sort of possibility that they might be trying to acclimate to our planet. So if you're wondering why the bombs are happening on either side of the road, it's not because the show is hokey. It's because you will later learn that they'll do just about anything to get their hands on a body. This is a sexy intro to the secret base under the film studio. Amazing science future car. This is when cars were huge. So
those cars.
Yeah, because back then, like most cars looked like that Rolls Royce or were like huge Impalas. And here's this tiny futuristic car that's super cool. Alec Freeman needs a lady. I love Alec Freeman, and I love the way that he treats ladies. I love the way that he walks up to Lake. I love the way he treats ladies. I love the way that he treats the secretary, the way he treats ladies. Would you have dinner with me? I would love it if he would have dinner with me. And he's just great. And he's not some gross, smarmy, like baby face looking guy. He's a tough guy, like a guy who you would see in a cowboy western. And so he's lovely. I love that the pass to get into Shadow under the film studio is Shakespeare. We have Shakespeare's sci-fi. And so I wrote in my notes, Shakespeare's spy, sci-fi. This episode is all about the Utronic equipment. Utronic equipment is incredibly important to fighting off the aliens. We have beautiful uniforms that are very TMP. A lot of people don't like TMP and they don't like the uniforms, but this is what I'm talking about when I discuss the futuristic vision of this epoch, of this specific epoch. We have TMP, we have Space 1999, this vision of the military having more of a scientific type of approach rather than looking very militaristic. The Secret Society of Military Astrophysicists and Astrometrics folks. Gay Ellis is the lieutenant in charge of this moon base. A man is a subordinate and he gets the woman a coffee. So modern people, watch your false firsts. Ford gets smacked by the colonel. Compassionate Straker slays. I love the way that Ford gets in trouble for not doing his job, and that that Straker is just merciless. And rather than being harsh and violent with him, he admonishes him by reminding him how many people may be killed due to Ford's dereliction of duty. Colonel of Virginia Lake, Colonel Alec Freeman says, "Be seeing you" to her on board the aircraft, which I love. Also, I have to say, Colonel Virginia Lake is one of the most beautiful women to ever be on TV.
Mark, you had a picture of her a minute ago.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yep.
Gay Ellis kicks butt
sure, yeah.
with trajectory plotting of those
Love her.
interceptors. Nina, who is one of these Freemasons, she plots the omniceptors. So it's important to realize that the spinny maneuvers, the spinny alien things that come at us, those are omniceptors. And then I wrote, "Go, Nina." I love when Alec Freeman says that the clouds gave him as much cover as a G-string on a belly dancer.
Yeah,
That's a great line.
Christopher Dominguez, welcome. Good to see you,
Hello,
my
Christopher Dominguez. I love what Straker and Freeman say about booze. At one point, Freeman is in Straker's office, and it was almost like Clobby and I being in an office together, and it was like in the exact way. Do you know what I mean? So we have Straker, and he's like, Freeman says to him, "You never touch the stuff, hey?" And Straker says, "No, I don't touch the booze. I have you have to have personal discipline," or something to that effect. And Freeman takes a sip of the booze, and of course, Freeman being me and Clobby being Straker, he delivers these amazing lines where he basically says that it takes just as much like self-control not to ever overdrink. So I love this because if you ever sat down alone with Clobby and I, Clobby would say about booze, "I never touch the stuff." So he's Straker. And then Freeman, his number one, turns around and gives the message, "Well, if you do it, never abuse it." So it's literally like sitting down with me and Clobby. So I love that part. It's like the Clobby and Raquel moment. Science. We talk about what it would biologically take for an extended journey through space. We're an organ bank. Oh my God, they're facing extinction. They want our body parts. And then I took a moment and said, plus I want all the furniture from the sets on this show. Literally
Of
all
course.
the furniture.
Thanks, Mark, by doing that, by the way.
Pete Carlin was present at his sister's abduction. So there's a little bit of a mistake here. There's a tiny bit of a mistake because Straker doesn't talk about that, but he was present at her abduction. He grabs her by the arm and he throws, "Get out of here!" And then he's shot. So I would have liked some cleaner dialogue with Straker breaking the news to him, because he's like, your sister was at a UFO incident, and I hate to break this to you, but so I think that he should have said at the, not
okay.
I have a problem with
see
the
what you're
article
saying.
there, but it's a very, very tiny mistake.
Does he know? Does Straker know he was at that incident? Yes.
Well, that's how you can excuse it, right? Because you don't know if he knows that. So
You
that's
think he
a great
would,
point.
though? You're right. You think he would, though?
Yeah. And then I wrote at the end, this is my final comment. This is a nice soliloquy by Straker about the nature of the universe. So the end of the show of this pilot, we have this beautiful soliloquy by Straker, where he just starts talking about the nature of the universe, how they're going to face the future, what they're going to do about it. And it's almost like this conversation leading up to this existential threat, and coping with that emotionally and intellectually and physically, like how they're going to face this. So I love this brilliant soliloquy. And so I give this episode an A plus 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 plus. So that's an A plus 6 pluses.
Nice.
And those are all my notes, guys.
Love it. Great episode. Great episode through and through. Introductory episodes are tricky sometimes. But the British seem to know how to do them in a lot of their shows. Arrival, the episode of Prisoners, is so terrific and setting things up brilliantly. And same here. They do a great job of getting you ready for the series, which is the first episode should do. And it's funny how they can do it with this one, with one episode, whereas other shows that I shall not mention at the moment that people are going nuts about over another need 8 episodes to set you up for a damn. No, you don't need 8. You could do it in one and do it well. And they do that here, which is, they could have spent 5 episodes screwing around before you even know what's going on. No, you know what the show's about. And by the time this episode's done, you know what's going on, and it's because it's good storytelling. And this is a really good pilot. If it was sold as a pilot, it's a very good introductory episode. I got to also an A+. It's just
Yay!
terrific. And by the way, we should talk. We didn't do enough. I don't think we talked enough about how great a character Straker is.
He's incredible.
Ed Bishop is terrific in this role. He's perfect for it. This is the kind of character that can only come from 60s, 70s TV, and British or American. That comes away you love this character. He is definitely nuanced, as you'll see going down the road. There's so much more to him. What I love about him is you see him in this first episode, and you like him. But of course, as time goes by, is he the kind of guy that is going to just be the same in every episode? He's clearly not. But this is also an understated kind of performance by him.
Yeah,
it is just brilliant. This actor should have been in a lot of stuff. He's just the best.
Yep. Yeah, I totally
Straker,
agree.
man.
I love the way that he goes after Ford, and instead of going back after him in a militaristic type of way, because of course he is a colonel, he reminds him of how many lives are at stake, and that final soliloquy, and just the way he treats his Moonbase girls, and just everyone who works for him. I mean, this is a guy who you want to work for. He reminds me of Kirk. He passes the Kirk test. It's just a delicious human being, and he's complex, and he worries like Kirk worries. And you begin to think that there is some substance to this character. Mark, you got to stay on this for a second, please.
This one, or
before
Yes,
you do
please.
that, yeah. And one other thing about Straker is that what makes him, all that stuff you said is so true, Raquel. And then add to that the extra tough part of his job. I mean, it's bad enough he has to fight aliens to pretend the Earth, to defend the Earth 24/7. He's got to maintain that cover for Harlington Straker Studios, which is a brilliant idea for the show. And just, he's got to pretend to be this fatuous movie maker, movie producer who's. Think about that. The movie producer who's really not. Who was really a defender.
Well, he actually does have
Earth.
to produce
So
movies.
he actually makes movies.
He does.
Yes,
Spoiler alert.
Few scripts. No,
Yeah.
that's not. That's in the episode. First episode.
Yeah, but the fullest, the extent of it later on.
But we all know it is a movie. But we know it's a movie studio from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a secret base, and
But
you
guys are right. Like in later episodes, we find out that he fully produces films. Like that he's not. It's not like he's like just pretending to be this figurehead that is never in the field.
The cover is got to be real.
Yeah.
For what they do, and that's what's so brilliant. That's another wonderful, brilliant aspect of this show, to which there are many. that as time goes by, we will cover so many brilliant ideas and acts. It's not just folks might say, "Oh, okay, we get it to show about this silly secret organization that has goofy gadgets that fights the aliens." That's surface crap. There are many brilliant ideas and concepts and characterizations to this show that run so much deeper than that make it so good. And plus, he does have an unbelievably cool car. So anyway, Mark,
Yep.
I'll leave it over to you.
Well, Raquel, you wanted to talk about this slide, or
Yeah, I did. I'm going to be doing Pete's version of this cosplay. So when Clubby was saying that he had the shadow patch for me,
this one?
I don't want to do this version of it because I don't like the balloon pants. I'm going to be doing super tight pants.
Balloon pants.
The shirt will be the same, but I'm going to do nice tight pants like Pete. So you see Pete on the far left-hand side. That is Captain Pete Carlin. I just love him. He's a wonderful character. I'm going to be doing his version of it. So super tight pants, a thick brown belt, and then of course the see-through top. Definitely going to be wearing pasties though. Definitely going to be wearing. Pasties.
Now I wish I'd have got you 2 of those.
They're obviously wearing something underneath there, but
those patches.
Yeah.
No, so you could use for one uniform, one for another. I'm going to grab another one.
Oh, I would love that. But I want to do the
see-through,
Nina
but not the
version,
gals.
but I don't want to bring up the Nina version while we're on air right now. I'll just let everybody see Nina. But when Clubby sees Nina, he actually goes gaga ga. Like,
oh, who doesn't? Nina's wondrous.
Nina is like, she's built like, you would not believe how this lady's built. But she also does a version that's closer to Pete's. Pete Carlin's a version of the submarine outfit is quite nice because you have this the super tight pants, the super tight belt, and then this super tight shirt. And I think that looks better on a woman than the sort of parachute-y, balloony type of pants. I'm going to pass on those.
That actor on the right, the blonde dude, he was in the first episode of Blake 7.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There's a tie-in for you. Yep.
So do you guys yell when you guys haven't watched it multiple times like I do, but I always yell when Freeman says to Lake,
this dude is a Mac Daddy, huh?
He is. He's such a sweetheart, and I love him. You know,
And he's considered the not a good-looking actor in some of the show notes when you read it too, right? They say the not as handsome guy. It's like,
if this guy walked up to me with his charm and his wit and his polish and his he's such a gentleman, and he doesn't even have a single creepy bone in his body. He's quite gallant, like from old stories. Like, he's just very, very charming. I would definitely say yes. I would totally say yes to Freeman.
Then 28 years later, he was on Doctor Who for an episode. But, Mark, you didn't get your review.
well, I just echoing what you guys have said. It's just a great setup to a show. It sucks you in pretty quickly, and right away you get to know the characters and like the characters. It's always tough, that first time when you see a show, and to try to get used to the characters, and you're not sure who's going to be sticking around. You never know in the beginning of a show. You can kind of assume who's going to, the main characters are. But the premise, it's just such a cool secret premise in terms of UFOs, and of course now we're hearing more and more about the government's releasing UFO files and actually admitting that some of these aviators and they're the best and the brightest too. These people in the Air Force and the Navy flying, and they're seeing these things and they can't explain them. And I always assumed, oh well, it's just another spy craft or just something. But the government seems to be admitting that we've got UFOs. All joking about balloons from China aside. I think there is something out there, and we don't want to open up, we could talk about that for hours, but I think that's what makes this series so intriguing too, and even makes it relevant today. It's Carl, I think it was Carl Sagan who said maybe we don't want to invite aliens, or was it not say, or was it Sagan or
well, I think you're paraphrasing Sagan, Hawking.
Hawking. Yeah, where they said they might not be so friendly when they get here, right? They might need our resources, or we've a lot of times we have the ETs or we imagine they'll be like Grogu or cute fuzzy Yoda that's gonna be wise in talking backward sentences, but if they're traveling across the galaxy, we might end up being in a cookbook. So that's why this is an interesting series, and it's it's really
the cookbook.
it's really well done, and yeah, it's sexy 70s TV set in the 80s. But the designs are really fun. The cars are great. Look at the gull wing.
And the women
dwarves
have
with
true equality, not just like lip service, silly BS,
Yeah.
corporate hegemony or corporate didacticism, like actual equality. Like Lake, wow, like Colonel Lake. Like, isn't she dreamy? She's like, I just want to fangirl her.
Oh, yeah.
She's the best. And PvP is asking if we're going to be doing this every week. Yes, we are. And HB is early to the gate. He knows how this works because he's such a good friend of ours, and he has already put up his review. He put up that Identified gets a Hungry Boy A++++. So Hungry Boy has already started the rating scheme. Thank you, HB.
Yeah. So
Hey, does he get in trouble for going early? Just kidding.
No,
It's not
yeah,
like
no,
Saturday
this is
night.
not like
Yeah,
Saturday Star
I'm
Trek,
joking.
unless
Yeah,
we
I'm
want to
joking.
organize it. No,
No, I'm joking,
I know.
joking.
But I'm saying, if
And
anyone
Classic
does have a
Comics
view,
says-
a
yeah.
review,
He said, I just reviewed the plot to the 3-body problem. I'm not sure what that is, but
I don't know what that is, but
is that a TV show or is that a episode of a TV show?
V the miniseries says.
Oh, V the
Tetra,
miniseries.
What about it? I don't know, but I just put that up there because I do like
Oh,
that.
yeah. That's
I think
relevant.
that
Yeah.
might be a request. I
More
think
scary
that
aliens. Yep.
yeah, I think Tetra is asking us to maybe consider doing V in the
Oh,
future.
well, you never know. Yeah, that. But I'm glad you mentioned that,
love
Tetra, because that brings up another point about UFO that I forgot to make. One of the things that is very interesting about this show is we never, we don't know much about these aliens. This is all from our perspective, except there's very, very little do we ever learn about them. This one episode that kind of tells a little, but not much for the most part. Only 26, maybe down the road he was planning to tell us more, but we don't. And that kind of adds to the creepiness and how scary they are.
Yeah,
in a sense, because
so
I love
true.
V. I love V, but we learn about them from get go. We know what they are and all this kind of stuff. And soon we find out what they're planning, but we meet them. You don't really meet these aliens; you just fight them.
Yeah.
Except for whenever we'll get to that. We'll get to a certain episode, but still, yeah. So, Mark, what was your rating?
A+, yeah.
Yay!
Definitely A+. Yeah, this
Yay.
is a gooder. Yep.
Anybody else want any ratings or?
PvP saying he says that Jill is going to be upset that we're doing UFO because she has a show on it. PvP, you should know that I introduced Jill to UFO, and yeah.
Is she still doing that? I thought she did that a long time ago.
Yeah, and
only 26 episodes. I didn't know she was still doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll speak for
And
Jill.
she
I
learned
don't
about
think Jill would
UFO
care.
on the Clubhouse, and she said like that she wanted to watch it. So it's not like we were doing her idea or something. I don't know what you're trying to imply there.
I don't think. Well, she said May, but I don't think Jill would.
Anyway.
I don't think Jill will mind. Yep.
I don't think Jill would care.
Yeah.
I hope
The
not.
more the merrier, right?
To be honest, we never really even thought about it. Last week we were talking about different shows we wanted to review. We've talked about doing this one for quite a while, but I didn't know she used to do it. I didn't know she was still doing it or not. I thought she'd done it a long time ago.
Yeah. Well,
But she jumps
Larry
around and does
requested it,
random
right.
shows sometimes too. Yep. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and Larry requested it, so it's quite innocent. Larry said, "Clobby, can you start doing UFO?" So we said, I asked Clobby on air if that's something he would be interested in doing, and because he knows that I am fan number 1 of UFO, and I'm trying to get everyone to watch it. He said, "Yeah, we should do that. You love that show. That's a great show. I love that show. Let's do it." So that was a request from Larry.
Hey, Jill can review Star Trek, and I have no problem with that. And she can, I can review this. I mean, neither one of us own the shows, so
we all do our different takes on things. And
she reviews Star Trek, and we don't mind. Even if I did mind, it would be in my business, but I don't mind. So no, we love Jill around here. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, Jilly's cool.
Yeah, and everyone, watch all the shows, right? Yep. If you love
Watch us all.
UFO,
Please
go
watch.
watch
Please
Jill's, watch
subscribe to
ours, and
Jill.
watch.
Yeah,
Yep,
and
yep.
it's important to it's important to say that sorry, like in our circle, I don't know of anybody who knows about UFO. I sort of started talking about it because in private I was telling Claudia and Mark about it, and they're like, "Well, I vaguely remember that show," and I was going like bananas over it, and so we were talking about it on the Clubhouse, and Jill was like, "That sounds like a good show." And so she started watching it. But yeah.
Oh,
So,
cool. Yeah, anybody can review anything they want.
yeah.
So anyway, what you got? What's going on?
And I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I did introduce it to our community.
No,
It's like,
you did.
so
The gadgets of UFO.
yeah. So here's an interceptor.
The hardware is incredible on the show.
Yep, and that's Gary Anderson, just those great great ships, great designs, just
They're
so
incredible.
fantastic. And it was made all for a kids show initially, not this, but I'm sure if you watch Thunderbirds, which are the most famous,
and all those things. He made a lot of that stuff for that. Yeah.
But that's what as a little kid I loved it.
Lisa.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, what's really cool about the interceptor too is basically what it is it's a delivery weapon. It's not a weapon. It's a delivery weapon. So you have to imagine that the front of that is like a cruise missile or a nuclear missile. And once an interceptor is deployed, it releases that whole front part. And
it only
that
has
is
one
the weapon.
shot, unfortunately.
Right.
Mighty Orbots.
What's up, Mighty Orbots? Hey.
Hail.
Good to see you.
And that's the UFO ship there with the
now that's the only piece of the hardware in any of these shows that I don't really think much of. It's kind of a weird design, but that thing, I guess they're trying to their credit, they were trying to make something that looked as completely alien as possible.
The omniceptors or omniceptors.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The alien ships. Matthew Pounder, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, the spinning ones. Nina calls them the omniceptors.
Omniceptors. But
they look better in motion on the show than static. I have to say.
I guess they have the weird sound to them, but that's kind of creepy too. That sound is like
terrifying.
And they do it on purpose. It's
they do
meant on purpose
to make you feel super unsettled.
Yes, it is, and it works. Just like wow, that sound, man. So.
They should have more than one missile, though. That's the only thing as an engineer I don't like about the ship. And there's only 3 interceptors, I think. Yeah, but they should have more missiles. But hey, that's just me. Doesn't take away from the show. But,
Look at Ellis. Can we just talk about gay Ellis? Look at her, how ridiculously hot. Her and Nina. No, not her.
Nina's fantastic.
One more over to the right. That's gay.
That one you want?
Yeah, that's gay. That's gay.
Yep, there we go. Yep.
That's Gay Ellis, Lieutenant Gay Ellis, in charge, the head honcho at Moonbase.
Yeah.
I mean, all the girls on the show are gorgeous. So I was trying and the guys are equal rights.
Harrington
the guys
is
wearing
drop dead gorgeous, and Nina drop dead gorgeous.
Oh yeah,
right.
Those are my 3 favorites. I gotta say, it's definitely Harrington, Nina, and Gay. They're my top 3.
Yeah. Oh, good lord! Oh my god.
It's the Goldfish's mom.
That is the Goldfish's mom. Can you believe that she gave birth to that guy?
Wow. The goldfish. Should you explain, or should we explain every time you do that? Every time you
the goldfish is Benedict Cumbersnatch. He looks like he was trapped between 2 doors. He looks like he was swimming in the lake on The Simpsons, and something happened. Poor child. Not an attractive person, but look at his mom. His mom looks like she just fell down from Mount Olympus and is here to show us what true beauty is. And he looks like he was trapped between 2 doors. Anyway.
Just saying.
He looks like the fish, like the goldfish with the 3 eyes on the his eyes are.
Oh yeah, he's got a big fan following. He's got a big fan following. The ladies sure like him.
Ew, why?
I don't know. I'm a dude. I don't care about him one way or the other. I like the chicks, so but I don't know. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, look, I say more power to him. Even if he wasn't such a jerk, I'd say, good dude, you got the ladies that like you. But he is a jerk, so tell him.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I like
right?
him as Doctor Strange, but and Sherlock. That was a good show. But still,
Yeah, no, it's great stuff. Great stuff. Yeah, but
Yep.
I can't
Just
think
like
straight
that.
now with this picture up. I better move it. Let's
So
get
anyway,
back to the hardware.
there's our. I think you've got some stuff for us now, Mark. We can move
Yes,
on.
I
Oh,
do.
there's
Yep.
Sid. Oh,
There's
I love
Sid, yep, yep.
Sid.
Yeah, Sig.
Sid is so
Sid.
cute. I love him.
I wish they would credit who does the voice because I could have swear I know that voice.
Yeah.
It's an actor from a doctor. I remember him from a Doctor Who episode of the New Who. Even that's how old. What's that guy's name that played Charles Dickens in that Doctor Who episode from Christopher Eccleston first season?
Well, Michael Beacon's here and Hunger Boy's here. Somebody's got to know. And
I
Chris
look
is
it up.
here.
I look it up, but I'm too lazy. But anyway, that first there was an episode of the first season of Christopher Eccleston's Doctor Who about the one about Charles Dickens. Everyone remember that? And what was the name of that episode? I can't even remember the damn name of the episode now, but Simon Callows. That's it. Thank you, Ezra.
Ezra.
You're the man.
Ezra.
I think
Shalom.
look. I think Sid's voice, Simon Ezra, on this on the which is the satellite orbiting satellite thingy. I think that's Simon Callows' voice. Sounds just like him.
Nice. And so see what I mean about Sky One? Do you see what I'm saying about how it's an interceptor without the cruise missile on the front of it? Or the nuclear missile on the front of it?
It's got missiles on the below there. Yeah, looks
right.
Like, very cool. I love Sky One. I don't think it has nukes on it because it's in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Sky 2. Was Sky 2 in the ocean, or which one is the ocean?
No. That's there. It's one unit.
Oh, that's the sub.
But it's launched from Skydiver, which is the submarine, right?
That's it.
So Sky and Diver separate when you launch Sky One.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why you only see Sky on the tail part of it, because when it's back together again, it's Skydiver, the submarine, launched from the ocean, but it can go up to the atmosphere. Sky One can go to the atmosphere.
Right. Yeah. On the Unquiet Dead, Ezra. Thank you. That's right. Man, my memory's garbage on Doctor Who. Used to be pretty good. But yeah, God, I love that Sky One.
Yeah, the Japanese actually had a massive submarine in World War II that they designed to hold aircraft on top, and then they could launch the aircraft from, obviously, not underwater, but from the sub. So, it's a cool idea in terms of having something that's that stealthy and then being able to surface and then launch and then go into the air, and it also can fight underwater too. I'm trying to remember the different scenes, but yeah, it's a really cool. Gotta love the vehicles. Yeah, that'd be cool to have one of these.
The mobiles are great too.
Yeah,
because the mobiles look like dump trucks. Only they have like tank. I don't know much about this kind of thing. I rely on engineers for this, but the chain that goes around that propels a tank. So it's like a dump
track.
The tread. Yeah, the tread.
Treads and tracks. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like an old school dump truck, basically, that's closed up, and then it has that tread on it. So the mobiles are totally cool. I wish we could show you what the mobiles look.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, that's when one of the omniceptors lands on Earth. They deploy the mobiles.
There it is. Yeah. There you go.
Done.
That's not too dissimilar from the chariot on Lost in Space, but that's glass, which I love it. God, I love that thing. But this is fantastic too.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Yep.
It's kind of like Thunderbirds. J.C. Kirk. It's by the same guy that made Thunderbirds. Hello there, your old toys.
Hi, your old toys.
Hey, your old toys.
Good to see you. But yes, J.T. Kirk. It does look like a lot of stuff that you would see on Thunderbirds.
Mark was telling me when, like a year or so ago, when I first started watching this, he watched an episode because we walkie-talkie. We used to walkie-talkie a lot more back then. but we were walkie-talkieing, all three of us, a lot. And Mark was like, Raquel, from Moonbase, when they launched the interceptors, you see that, see this UFO season 1 in the middle, Mark, go to the right. Yeah, click on that. No, go to one. Yeah, click on that one. So that's the main pilot.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is they launch through tubes. So and Mark was saying that was a part of like the Thunderbird show that he used to watch when he was a kid because he loved it. But that I loved that aspect of the way that they go down almost like firemen going down a pole. They go down like a tube, and there are two of the interceptor pilots. There are only 3 of them, but there are two. They're the 2 main pilots right there. And yeah, I love watching them jump into the tubes and just take off, get into the interceptors, and get out there with those nuclear warheads or those nuclear weapons and launch them from the interceptors at the omniceptors or omniceptors.
Yeah, they are sort of like those land rams there, Brian. I see. And the big question is, would Mark D trade that horrid Galactus Funko for the UFO aquatic vessel?
I mean, I do like that Galactus, but most people don't seem to like that. So yeah, I would trade for that.
You would trade. That's an easy call.
And the wife does not like. She made me take that out of the family room. That had to go.
Which one?
So the Funko Galactus.
Well, it is Funko. Good taste on the wife. There you go. Good taste on the part of the
wife.
Get
that out of here. Get that out of here.
And there's Gay again.
She's wondrous.
I love Gay. I think she's amazing. They've touched the color up on that picture, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
her.
Nina. Oh, there's Nina.
Oh, there's Nina. Oh, God.
There's Nina, dude. See Nina?
That's Nina.
All the way to the left.
All the way to the left up top.
Up next to the lady in the pink or whatever. And the next
Where
to
am I
Debbie
going?
Yes,
oh, there you go.
right there. That's Nina. Yes.
There we go.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
Nina.
Wait until you see this woman when she's on the sub.
When she's on the sub. Oh, boy.
Her body is to die for. I love her. And she is such an incredible actress. Well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say Clobby and I agree that she delivers an incredible performance in an incredibly disturbing episode.
Sub Smash. It was a great episode.
Smash. Yeah.
Andy Masterson, what's up, my friend?
Andy.
Yay, good to see you, man.
Hi, sweetheart.
He did get the HasLab Galactus.
But I'm keeping it in the box so he doesn't destroy the universe for now. Yeah, I got to get to that. Is Mark ever going to open the Galactus?
Are you ever going to? No, you're not.
It's in the hallway right now. My wife is like, when are you going to get rid of that box? Like if she only knew what was in it, I'd be in big trouble. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Better watch you don't think it's junk in there and throw it out.
Throw it out. Oh, my God. Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah. So I do have some pictures from my away trip from a mission. If you guys want to get to that before it gets too late, so let me stop this version here. Oops, nope, don't show that.
Yeah, don't show that.
Go for it, everyone. Mark was on an away mission this week, and he went and did some cool stuff without any of us.
So let me stop the screen. I guess
Didn't
we have a
even need
bazillion
Clobby and I
tabs
to have a
open.
good time.
Yep.
He took his sexy wife with him instead of Clobby and I.
I don't think she went to.
She let me tag. She let me tag along. Yep.
Yeah, but she didn't really hang out with you in those dumb stores, did she?
Well, I'll thankfully I didn't have to bore with that. So let me get to this. Here, let me make this guy full screen. So this is McKay's bookstore, and I think Raquel requested to be buried there. Right?
Yes,
this is in Nashville. I think they have 4 or 5 stores. Someone could goggle it and put the link in as soon as I
this place is unbelievable.
Yeah. So So let me get the screen shared again.
It is possibly one of the biggest used bookstores I've ever seen in my life.
It's a used bookstore.
Yeah. It's a used bookstore, yep. So let me,
the smell, like imagine the smell of this place. It would smell like heaven. It would like actual heaven.
So here's McKay. So my buddy Rob, he watches my show once in a while. So Robert, if you're watching, so I had the day free because the wife had a convention. So we have some friends that are live down there. So I said, oh, let's get together on Tuesday. And, I'm not doing anything during the day and she's busy. So he's like, well, and I'm like, and he knows I love comics. He watches some of the shows. So I'm like, I want to go to a comic book store, but a lot of the stores are multi-purpose stores. He's like, well, I hear this. And one of them was called The Great Escape down in Nashville.
I've heard of that one.
Sounded similar. Didn't get to go there because he said, well, I think you're going to like this one a little bit better. I don't want to diss The Great Escape. I'm sure it's an incredible store too. But he said this one might be a little bit bigger. And he's like, I haven't been to this one, so let's check it out. So of course you enter and I see small bag of Legos, $4, large bag, 20. Like, this is going to be my kind of place. So, and of course there's a giant, stormtrooper there to greet you.
Whoa.
With his bin. And then you can see how big, we'll flip through, but you can see how big everything is here.
You have to show the sexy shot, the money shot.
Well, we'll get, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Wait until you guys see the money shot. The money shot is glorious.
Oh, we got a member chat from Sean. Bookstore smell. Yep.
Right, Sean?
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that.
So I get in here and action figures. There's lots of action figures. But the great thing is these are all used. So, some of them are really good prices. Oh, this is the new Disney Mirrorverse figure. They got Xena. I'm like, cool, Xena. I'm like,
Xena.
Harem Xena. I didn't know there was a Harem Xena.
Harem Xena. That's sexism.
For $13. And the
Hey, my offspring always watch Xena.
I love Xena. Yep. At least I
That was
should
a
have bought
decent
another
kid
suitcase.
show. It was. That was a decent kid show.
Yeah,
I thought
it was.
That was a pretty good kid show. I never allowed my offspring to watch television. I made sure that it was PBS, but that was one guilty pleasure that I allowed my offspring, and I vetted it, and it was a decent show. It wasn't a bad show at all. It had good themes and was very good. I think that was a good show for children.
Boo his Pop Funkos.
But of course, I don't like, some pop.
Oh, I said
This is a cool pop.
Duty.
Hamburger. That's a cool pop.
Hey, Hamburglar.
Pop Funkos.
Eric caught me saying
look-
duty.
Look how cool this is. Loose action figures in the bag. Oh, it's heaven. It's action figure heaven.
And they're cheap,
So
probably. You never know when you find a good loose figure. I always looking through those.
Oh, there's the problematic Goofy.
Oh,
Goofy's a person, but Pluto's a dog. Problematic. Problematic.
Who's that? What figure is that? Is it?
That looks like Usagi Yojimbo.
Jumbo. Oh, I missed that.
He fell down. It looks like him. Is that
I would have bought that. Yeah, it looks like him, doesn't it?
You like Usagi Yojimbo?
Well, it's very cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Minimus is a big fan of Usagi.
Yeah. Wow. So you got all the got just loose figures, which are great.
Yeah, I like that.
I should have bought these turtles. A bunch of these turtles. Nick is gonna go crazy.
You like turtles?
Well, they're
For
fun figures.
$5.95.
For $6.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you don't collect turtles, do you?
I have the original set of turtles.
nuts
I have
right
the original
now.
set of turtles.
You're too old to have bought turtles.
Yeah, but I still bought them.
Okay.
I bought the original 4 turtles, the very first set that came out. I got to dig them up. I got to find them somewhere. But I saw them. I'm like, oh, these are. Or heck, I would have given them to Nick maybe if we ever get to meet them.
$5.95 each. That's very cheap.
Funko had massive losses at the end of the year. They were running out shipping containers to store excess. Oh, that tickles me, and that's not wrong. I know it's wrong of me, but anyway, go ahead.
Is that Wesley?
What? That doesn't look like Wesley.
Who is that?
And the delta's incorrect.
Well, it's
and why does it have a dot on the front of it?
Well, that's for the put the figure stands on there. You put his
the figure stands on that. Oh, I was like,
yeah, that's the peg.
Okay,
it looks like Wesley. Does everyone think that's Wesley?
Was that Chakotay?
No, I think that's Wesley. Well, chat will let us know, maybe.
Wesley never had a uniform like that.
No.
I think they did make I don't know. I thought they made him a version. And there's is that Cisco?
Cisco, Commander Cisco at that.
And there's
it's weird though. Wait a minute, look at the outfit. By the time he had that outfit, didn't he have his head shaved?
Yeah.
No, yeah, his head shaved.
He did.
Strange. Well, the Playmates was behind. There's Chief O'Brien there.
Yeah, Chief is there.
Wow.
What
Loose
figure
figures
is
are
this?
cool.
Who is
And the
this?
thing is that
Mm.
Benjamin Sisko is handsome, and what's going on with that wall-eyed trout there that they did with that figure? That's
Oh,
a
the
terrible
figures
figure.
weren't that good back
No.
then.
You know, Sean might be on something. That may be Wesley's cadet uniform.
Suffering.
Yeah, I thought they had him in the
Succotash.
outfit one time. Yeah, and if
Or
anyone knows who
suffering
this figure is,
psyche.
they
Suffering
said that's
psyche.
DC Marvel. I don't know who that is.
DC Marvel. It can't be
I
DC.
have
It's
no
gotta be
idea.
which one? DC Marvel. Is it
Well,
supposed
they
to be
put
Lois
on
Lane?
there like DC. Maybe it's a Lois Lane figure. Yeah, that could be Lois Lane. I guess. Yeah.
Hair's too bright, too light. But
HP, I'm telling you, like, look, this like Ben Sisko, Avery Brooks is handsome. There's no denying it. I mean, I think he's a little bit of a strange cat, but he's a very handsome guy.
I think he shaved it in the 3rd or 4th season. Tetrarch, if I remember right.
I announced it when he shaved
Maybe
it.
the 3rd season.
Yeah, I think it's the 3rd season.
Yeah,
Transformers.
That's when we have the serious shaved Sisko.
it was 3rd. Yeah. The chick
Boba
that
Fett.
may have been Lois. I'm not sure. Anyway, never mind. It's not here nor there. What the
Good
hell
night,
was that?
PvP.
$9.
PvP, have a good night, dude.
Take care of you, PvP.
$9.
What was that next to it? That was
Hey, Scarlet Witch. That's the,
out of the world.
these people
World War
say, "Why
II.
are you filming everything in our store?"
Yeah. No, the
Yeah,
person
that's
at the
Mark.
checkout, I told them I gave him my YouTube channel, and they subbed to the channel. I told them I got to do a video on this. I think I have this
this one.
figure.
This is
I-
the one
I'm
I
not
have.
sure.
I think.
I think I have it, so I didn't buy it, but I have all the figures in the line. So it's like I can't remember. So my friend said if I need anything else, he'll
That's a
bring it
good
up.
price on that. Wait a minute. Let me see that price.
HB.
Which one? This one?
On Scarlet Witch. That's a damn good price.
$12. Oh, it's a good price. It was $10 when it first came out, so that's a great price. And that's the vehicles line, with the thing and the.
Remember, I showed you that picture of that picture of Kurt from the motion picture that's in that comic shop I was at, with the guy wanted $95
Yep.
for it for a Playmates Kurt with a motion picture uniform.
Insanity.
Never.
Gojira. Gojira.
That's a pretty good Godzilla, I think.
Yeah.
There's some wrestling fans out there.
Wrestling.
That doesn't
Wrestling.
look like a wrestler. That looks like a mom.
That's May Young. Yep.
I have no idea who that is, but that
One of the
looks
old
like
for old school wrestler. Yeah, wrestled forever.
Wrestling.
Yep.
You like that?
Female
wrestling?
wrestler.
You watch
I almost
wrestling?
bought Macho. I do watch wrestling. Yeah, I almost bought
what
Macho
the
Man.
heck are you
Almost.
showing?
But I
Why
didn't
is
like
that
the
guy
outfit.
doing
I
that
didn't
with his face?
Because he's Macho Man.
I mean,
Macho
he looks
Man.
like Gene
I didn't like
Simmons.
the NWO outfit for that, but yeah.
Mr.
Man's
Angel
awesome.
is saying, "I'm out. Goodbye. Good night, Mr. Angel."
Hey, Mr.
Yeah,
Angel.
Mr. Angel, take
Have a
care.
good one, Chef.
Lady Jessica. Is
Yeah.
this the new movie or this the old? Oh, this is the new movie. That's the new
I
movie,
think
right?
this is probably the new movie. Yeah.
Yeah. The
the
box.
box
is
looks
beat up.
pretty
No,
beat
it's
up for the
probably
new
a
movie.
TV. It's probably the TV show.
Might be because the box is all beat up.
Yeah. Yeah, it must be the new. I'm guessing it's the newer
Yeah, I don't think so.
because yeah, that looks newer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the TV show.
Hmm.
Oh, TV show. Okay. More
Yeah.
wrestlers. Who's that?
You and your wrestlers.
Is that? Yeah.
None of us here.
I just didn't have. My friend was so nice. Robert was so nice. I'm like, I could stay here. Was that Andre the Giant down there? I don't know. I'm like, I could have stayed there for like 8 hours in the store. Now, some of these came out blurry. I don't know what the camera you hit, but these are all Lego minifigs that you could buy.
Good night, Michael Beacom. Please tell Cassandra I said good night. Give her a little smooch
night,
on,
Michael
on the
Beacom.
cheek for me. Good
Good
night, Beacons. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, indeed. Alaric said new movie, so that's from the new movie. There you go. Oh, that's the starting lineup
Thank you.
stuff.
Starting lineup. This is old. Yeah.
Really?
So
I saw the new Dune.
this is 1996 edition, I think. Yeah, and
I'm
they're in
not,
pretty good shape.
I
The-
thought that it was a good visual representation of the outline of Dune, but I'm somebody who read the full Dune, not the abridged Dune, and I really love Dune. So I don't know how I feel about cinematic Dune.
No, I
You like
understand.
that Rocketeer?
I have that one.
You got that one?
Is that
You
the
got
rubber
that?
one with the
Yeah, it's a
sticker on the
rubber
back of him? Or with
Let me
the
check.
thing on the back of like the rubber, not sticker, like the sucker thing that you put it, hanging off the
He's
window.
bendy. He's a bendy. He's a
It's bendy. I have that one. I'm looking right at it. I have it right on my hanging from my
Well, we're gonna play a
Kurt-
game. Which figures did Mark buy at the end? Yeah.
Did you buy that one?
Did I buy Queen Amadilla? No.
Yeah, that would be. I like that game. Which figures did Mark buy?
Yeah. More football figures. LeBron.
Those are weird football figures. It's not starting.
They are
lineups.
weird. Yeah. I didn't see anyone.
Those are crapoids.
And then we got just more loose figures everywhere. Just loose figures. It's just heaven. Of course, that's the wrong Superman outfit, so I didn't get it. But you know, a lot of these are chase figures. So you got, you know, Surfer here. These are these mini chases. So and they would be mystery boxes. So now it's great because you can just go buy them.
Yes.
Cute little
HB,
Optimus.
I will not shin kick you for not liking the Lynch film. I'm not quite sure that Dune will ever be able to be made into celluloid with any measure of fidelity. Though I do believe that the newest one, like I didn't watch the TV shows and all that silly stuff. I have the 999 page thick tome of Dune, and I love Dune. Like, it's a great book to read. It's one of those books where, it's inspired by Lord of the Rings and all that. And I just don't know. I don't think, unless somebody comes along like Peter Jackson, who is completely in love with Dune, I just don't think that it's possible. It's a lot to take on, and I just don't think anyone is capable of doing it.
The first Dune movie had Patrick Stewart and Sting in it.
Yeah, nice. But anyway, yeah, like I think in order to bring to the book to life, the actual book, I know a lot of people have read the abridged version and a lot of people have seen the films. I just don't think it's possible. This latest one, I believe is a beautiful visual representation of the book, but I'm not quite sure that I would support the way that it portrays the story. There's really no story there as far as the original text goes, and the full text, not the drugstore library abridged version that's, whatever, 300 pages. I mean, the actual Dune. So remains to be seen, but I'm not going to lie. I did enjoy the visual representation. This latest film that was a visual representation, I enjoyed it. I just don't really consider it like the Dune film. I sort of think of it more like a work of art. Does that make sense, HB?
He understands. I know. I can speak for him and say he understands. I didn't like the Lynch one either. Go back a little bit, if you would.
Yeah, the pictures are blurry. I apologize, but that's Borg figure. I don't know if it's Locutus. Might be Locutus, but
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah,
that one.
That's the new one that's out. Yeah, so it's about it was $20, so it wasn't cheap. And of course, there's all these original Star Trek Playmates figures still sitting there. So
yeah, but I had to have it because there's a lab coat.
Yeah, no, I bought that one time. Oh wait, did I buy? Yeah, I did buy that. I have to have that one. Yeah.
Why are you revealing it?
No,
I mean, I bought it earlier. Like, when you're in the store and you're not sure what you want.
This is a fun game that Clobby plays, and I like to hear whether or not he gets Mark Bingo correct.
What I bought. Yeah.
Yeah, bingo.
But yeah, that's the dilemma. Where you're like, do I have that? When you have like, I don't know how many action figures I have. It's like, do I own that one?
Did you find a Rose Tico?
I did not find a Rose Tico.
Wow.
No,
who's Rose
Tico?
That's
because EVS bought them all.
Yeah.
She's a crappy character from Last Jedi.
Oh.
Yeah.
So fake Star Wars?
Fake Star Wars garbage, lousy character.
The filth. Other filth.
A beautiful young lady that they had to ugg up to put her in that movie and make her look terrible.
Oh,
She looks
she's gorgeous.
So unappealing and horrible in that movie. Later, she took a lot of ridicule, which is not fair. But later, when you see like Kelly Tran, the young woman who plays the character, is a beautiful young lady. They put her in a potato sack and made her look terrible in that movie.
Oh, that's sad. Lisa says,
sad.
I agree with RM. Dune is an epic story, too difficult to capture the essence in film. Yeah, and the thing is Lisa's, I'm a bit of a hypocrite there because I read The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit when I was really young. So by the time the Peter Jackson thing came out, I had forgotten just enough of the books to be enamored with this idea of the film. And so the fidelity isn't 100% in the Peter Jackson films, but they're done in such a great respect and spirit that you just fall in love with the films. So so in that way, I guess I'm being hypocritical, but I'm admitting it. I would like to see someone try to do Dune. I just don't think anyone has done Dune properly yet. Not the full Dune, not like the 998-page Dune that I read. I have never seen that in celluloid to my satisfaction. We got to find someone who's completely in love with it. I'm not opposed to it, but if you haven't seen the new film by the I forget the wonderful Frenchman who is doing the film.
Villeneuve.
Yeah, he has done such a marvelous visual representation that it's rather intoxicating if you go and see it in IMAX. And here we only have the IMAX at our planetarium. So I actually went to the planetarium to watch Dune in the IMAX theater. And I have to tell you, it was a magical experience. And the director asked us to do that. And it's obvious because he knew it would be difficult to tell the film, to tell the story of the film, but he could visually represent it in a jaw smacking way. Like it's sumptuous. It's beautiful to look at.
Now, I don't know if I have the Edith Keeler figure, so I didn't buy it. So Robert, you might have to. I think I do though.
Edith Keeler, wow,
$10. I was trying to
didn't know they ever
explain.
did that. Thank you, Sean Carter.
You don't
for
have that?
Super chat. No, I didn't know they did that. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. He says, my thought on movie adaptations, if it gets someone to read the book, even one person, it's a win. Well, that's a fair call. Thank you, Sean.
I agree.
Thank you. Appreciate on that.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
didn't
my
know-
daughter bought all the books and read them. Yep.
Yeah, I think that that's wonderful, and I do think that it's important to encourage people to read. Literacy is a big part of my work, and I definitely want people reading, and I do think that if you can create something that makes somebody go, oh, I want to know more about this universe, I want to know more about this space or this world, yeah, I think you're doing a really good job, and I agree with you, Sean.
So, no, I did not know there was a.
You know there's Edith Keeler
play makes, did you?
Yeah, but I think I have it. I think I have it.
Oh.
Wow. That's why I didn't buy it, and my suitcase space was limited. So
got that one. Let's sue.
Yeah. You guys have the Gul Dukat?
No.
Oh, Lisa, I totally agree. Lisa says, no, you're not. RM books are always better at story than film. For example, all Stephen King didn't translate. That is true. I was a huge fan of the Gunslinger series when it first came out because it was Stephen King taking a stab, pun intended, taking a stab at the idea of science fiction, and in not in a fleeting way. So I was highly interested in it. I read all of the Gunslinger series right away, bought them all. And unfortunately, a friend actually borrowed them, and they were trade back size, and that person never returned the books to me. But I tried to watch a bit of the Gunslinger series on I think Netflix, and it was horrible. It wasn't even half as magical.
That's what I heard.
The books were amazing, but it's really funny, Lisa, is the opposite. It is true with Under the Dome. So I read Under the Dome, which is like 3 times the length of Dune. It's insanely long, and I had the trade back version of that. It's thicker than War and Peace, and I read it cover to cover, and I got it done in like 2 or 3 days. I thought it was really good, but there were chapters.
What do you think of the TV show?
I didn't watch the TV show, but what I wanted to say to Lisa is that I don't know if they put this in the TV show, but I will tell you this. It made me dislike Stephen King for the first time because I like some of his stories that aren't gory. And the reason being is because almost every second chapter dealt with the one character and the necrophilia. And he revisited the necrophilia so much that I started to think to myself, what's wrong with this guy? And you're not supposed to involve yourself in the lyric I in poetry. Like the lyric I is just I. It doesn't have to be the author. But when like every second chapter you're delving into this necrophilia and you won't leave it alone, and the guy keeps going into the closet to have his moment, you really start to think to yourself, what's wrong with this author? And so Dune actually turned me off of buying his books, and there have been some that I have enjoyed that aren't super gory. Like I like Needful Things, and I like the Gunslinger series, and there are some of his books that are more like simple moral drugstore type stories. I mean, it's not like he's like an intellectual or something. I don't like align him with like Cervantes or anything, but I liked him until the holy Moses, so much necrophilia. Wow, dude.
Ugh, I don't get it. Go back to the Trek toys at least. Why do you got to put that crap on there?
Yeah, look
No,
at
I'm
this.
just
Tax
kidding,
is
but
only $5.
I was going to ask you. Yeah, wow. That's a good price on a lot of these. But
Yeah,
I was
not
kidding. I
95.
was only halfway kidding, but I just wanted to ask you about one of these. Why is
Well, I was gonna say that Invisible Woman is in gorgeous shape.
Yeah,
I have
have
that
that
one.
one.
One time, I think that figure was worth a lot, but that figure is from the '90s. I think. Look how great
it
that
is?
box is.
It is. I have that one in the invisible, the transparent one.
Transparent. At one point, these were worth a lot of money. I think. I'm not sure why. Maybe the Invisible one was.
50.
No,
Look
it's
at
not.
wait, go back to it. It's got a $50 tag on there. Look. At the
Oh,
top.
it does say 50.
But
it's $4.90.
But their price
is
is $4.95.
Yeah, because
I
guess
bought it.
that's their price.
it used to be
Which is
worth a
their
lot.
price,
I
though?
think. This price here.
The McKay price, right? So,
Yeah.
Wow. So they got this from they got these comic shops or wherever, brought a bunch of this crap in that they use. Comic shops do this all the time. They get crappy ass $50 prices on some of this stuff. They sit for years, and comic shops have been dropping like flies lately. They went and got rid of a bunch of their crap, and McKay's just absorbed whatever they sold out to them in bulk and mass, and then they put their price tag on it. They didn't even think about or worry about taking up the $50 little thingy off of there. Crazy.
Right?
Speculation, folks. I don't know if it was a comic shop. That's total speculation.
Speaking of speculation, Tetra says, I heard Stephen King said the worst thing that happened to him is when he got so big his editors wouldn't tell him no. And I've heard rumors, whether they're true or false, Tetra, that for many, many years now, he has been sort of workshopping. And now this is a total rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just a rumor that I've heard in writing circles, and people have heavily implied that, I think both of his sons are accomplished authors. His wife is an accomplished author. So he sort of writes by team now, I guess, and that was what other people implied. So I don't know if that's what's going on with him. I don't know if there's a truth to that rumor or if that rumor is patently false and terrible to repeat. But it is worrying because you see this huge change in the authorship, and I was quite excited about the Dome. Imagine how I feel, Tetra, when I see this massive tome, this thing that makes War and Peace look like a tiny book, like a simple book to read. So, and it was science fiction, and I was so excited about it. And then, just like Andy Masterson said when he had the same experience with Piers Anthony, every time I turn the page and we go back to the necrophilia, I'm like, dude, seriously?
I got that one.
Tell the story.
There you go. Wow.
That was $30 though. Yep. That was a limited edition figure. So
I do have that one. 30. So some of it is pricey.
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean, but maybe that is a decent. I didn't know if that was a decent price or not, but
I guess
could be
depending on how rare it probably is. I don't know, but it's a pretty good figure though. I have it.
Well, one is 7,500, so that's pretty, and it's a good looking figure too. It's the old school, short cape, Kirby cape. Yep.
Well, I'll answer this quickly for Oliver since Oliver, I'll tell you, buddy. He says, Clobby, I was saddened of what Chris Pine said about the Star Trek franchise. He says it might be cursed and isn't sure if it was built to be a franchise business as the new Star Trek tries to appeal to old fans. What he was saying, and look, because they keep asking him, is there going to be another movie of the fake garbage Jar Jar Abrams movies that he did 3 of? And they keep asking him, and like he did rightly say, he said, "Don't ask me." I mean, they know what he said. He said they don't tell actors anything, and I wouldn't know. And he's just being, he's probably tired of being asked that, to be honest. But he did say, and he thinks because of certain things, he thinks they're cursed. That he was just being flippant, I'm sure. But what he did say, and I'm not the biggest Chris Pine fan. I mean, he's a good actor. He's not Kirk, never will be. He said that basically he doesn't think Star Trek was necessarily meant to be like a Star Wars or some of these other big multi-billion-dollar or Marvel or whatever a franchise. In other words, he was actually saying, and this I hate to be on his side on anything. He's saying something I said for a long time. It belongs on television. It's smaller. It doesn't need to be big, huge, giant events up. I think he realizes, and yes, he was in those 3 movies. First movie, as much as I hate it, it's a piece of garbage. It did well financially, then the other 2 did not. And I think he realizes, in fact, they say the first movie didn't do that much better than any of the other older movies when you factor in inflation and stuff like that, and it had a higher budget. Yeah. So, like, he's simply saying that maybe Star Trek is not going to make you $1 billion at the movie box office, no matter what title you use or what crew you use or whatever. And I think he was right about that. I think that he's being flippant with the curse thing, because he talked about how, sadly, the Andrew Yelchin, who played Chekhov, the young man, had passed away a few years ago, for an accident. He named a couple of things like that. He's probably tired of answering the questions, but I would say, Oliver, that I would agree with him. Star Trek should never have tried to they should have never tried to use it as a cash cow. That's what they tried in 2009. That was an idiot Les Moonves. And he saw, well, we have Star Trek. We'll just do it. It's got the word star on it. It could be a big blockbuster. It could be the same as Star Wars. And so there you go. There you have it. It isn't, and it can't be. It can be successful. It could be a successful TV franchise if you do it right, and that's all. Yeah.
I agree with your summation of Chris Pine's comments, and I think it's an admission on his part, is sort of humbled. I think that everyone who was involved with the post 2005, especially those horrible movies, I think they realized too late that their characters weren't mantles. I think that there were normies were super excited to see new people playing these older characters, but then other people felt as though it were, that they were being desecrated, and that it's not a costume that you can just put on, and I support that idea. I think it's bad that happened to Chris Pine. I think it's horrible, but at the same time, I do have to say there's only one James T. Kirk, and he's played by Bill Shatner, William Shatner, and it can't be anyone else. Same for Leonard Nimoy. Same for Jackson DeForest Kelly.
I got that.
Nice.
You have to respect the original people, and you can't just keep remaking them. So I feel bad for Chris, but I think he learned a tough lesson, and I feel bad for him.
I don't blame. I don't blame actors. He took a gig. Look, everything from after 05 is not Star Trek. The 09 garbage, Jar Jar Abrams trash. It's filthy, maggot infested garbage. Garbagey, maggot infested filth. It's not Star Trek. But the actors took a gig, what are you going to do? So I think it taught them a lesson that the first movie, they made a little bit of money on, but it was the Fast and Furious with spaceships. It wasn't really Trek. And after that, it went down the toilet where it belongs. And it just proved that it's not really supposed to be movie. Star Trek should be a TV show, and stop remaking crap. And don't get me. I have blood pressure issues, so let's get off.
But one thing he did say that was really smart was he said, "Make it for Star Trek fans. Make it for that more niche audience."
Good
he did
point.
Say that.
He's a smart guy.
That's very smart. He said, "Why don't you make it for fans?"
Yep.
Yeah, but it
might not be as big as Star Wars. It might not need to make $1 billion, but if you do it right, you can make money. And this is an original CH flight stick, original model joystick in great shape.
Guys, I have to interrupt. Our very own Chris Persia has to go to bed. He's exhausted.
Chris.
All right, Chris
He
Persia, take it
very
easy. man.
uncharacteristically made a spelling error. That's when I know he's absolutely
He's
beat
tired,
tired.
yeah.
Good night, honey. I love you. Have a great sleep. Thank you
Good
for
night,
joining
buddy.
us.
Good
Good
night.
night, man.
Anyone want a
Thank you.
Wii?
That's a lot, man. Look at all that.
Ew, that's
Wii
a
is
lot
the
of wee.
video
A lot of
games and
wee-wees.
Sega and yep. all these
I
great-
want to comment on some of those toys you were just showing us.
You want to go back to a few of them?
If you could. I'd like to see
Which
some.
one do you want?
I would like to concentrate on a few more. Go a little back a little more if you could. Let's talk about some of these toys.
These came out blurry. I don't know why. Predator.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool figure.
You were excited.
Yeah, I know what happened.
How much was Psycho Man right there? Damn it, I need to get Psycho Man.
$15 or $16, $17. Yep.
If you go back a couple, it was something I wanted to see.
That was expensive. That was
Little more.
$44.
Which one?
The Robin of those.
Robin was 44 free casting bucks. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Samaritan. Yeah, you showed me that.
$5. Yep.
It was $5. I would have got another one of that just to have it. $5.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I would have bought it too. It was just if I was at the car, I would have bought it. Yep. This was $12, so it wasn't.
Oh.
If I had a car with if I was on the plane, I would have bought the.
Oh,
Samaritan.
you're flying. Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was flying.
So you couldn't buy much.
I couldn't buy much. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What is that FF toy right there?
Well, that's Mr. Fantastic. I don't know what happened with the lens.
Oh,
there,
okay. I can't see
that's
the
what
blur.
the
Let me see Samaritan again because I haven't seen that box in forever. They only did a few Astro here City toys, and I think I'm the only son bitch on the planet that bought them.
Probably right.
I'm the only
I
one.
figured I texted you. I figured you.
Glad you. Yeah, it was cool for you to send me that though. Yeah.
Because I know you like Astro City, so I'm like, oh, just on the off chance you don't have it.
Oh, yeah, but I appreciate that really. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish they'd have finished the figure line the way they were supposed to, but I got all the ones they think.
The interesting thing on the box, I said, and we'll be coming out with more figures.
Yep, and they never did. Urgh. Oh my goodness!
I bought this I do own this. I bought this at home. It's a Walgreens exclusive. I wonder how much the price was there.
Hey, that a Manhunter figure. Is that a Manhunter figure? Right
Which
above Samaritan.
I go to the right here. Oh, might be. Yeah,
I can't really see it.
It's a bad crisis.
I think that's a Manhunter.
Yeah.
Oh, it escapes the Manhunters.
Mad those figures came out.
No man escapes the Manhunters. I think it was. Maybe I'm wrong.
Which blade?
Anyway,
yeah.
Go forward. Sorry.
Shazam.
You may go forward.
Yeah, because we got a lot of pictures, so yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, those came out blurry.
See, Sean Carter, I appreciate you, man. I think there was zero respect shown to the movie, to Real Trek from those movies. I mean, people like them, and that's one thing, but I don't think Jar Jar Abrams showed any respect. A remake is disrespect on principle, in my opinion. But anyway,
he didn't know what Star Trek was about,
then turning Kirk into a dumb frat boy, Spock, putting Spock and Uhura together, destroying Vulcan, you name it. He didn't respect Star Trek at all, my friend.
But I don't think he understood Star Trek.
Hey, the common nerd, what's up, buddy?
The common nerd, yep.
Hey, buddy, good to see you.
So they got cameras here. They got
cameras.
used cameras, old cameras, you name it. They got film cameras, digital.
Cameras.
I mean, my buddy Robert, was not a comic book guy, so he wanted to look at some books and look at all this old tech, monitors, gaming monitors, iPads, Android tablets.
Jeez, how big is
speakers.
This place?
Oh, it's like Indiana Jones.
Jeez,
like
man.
The warehouse of the Indiana Jones. So
it's called McKay's, right? Because I've heard of it, but my goodness.
Yeah, you got.
Hey, the common nerd with a super sticker. Dude, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker comment. You're too kind, buddy. For those who don't know, the common nerd, of course, is a good friend of ours. He's now a regular on the comic shop show, Nick's comic shop show on Friday nights, and he has a great channel as well. I don't have the link on me at the moment, but if anyone could get that, please subscribe to his channel, my friends, and I appreciate that. And it's good to see you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for that. You're too kind. What was that one? Go back. I thought I saw. No,
I think these are.
Never mind. I thought I saw something. Yeah. No, you're good.
Anime stuff. Yep.
So
Avatar.
Since you weren't flying, you couldn't buy much of anything unless you sent it back in the mail.
Yeah. Don't mention it again, please. I just bought this for my son. I got this for my son. It's actually a pretty decent price there too.
So yeah, this game, our game of what did Mark buy, is not going to be that great because you.
Well, Well, it'll be tougher. It'll be
because you
tougher.
couldn't buy as much. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't buy as much. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Sean Carter, I understand, no problem, but no, I got you. I got you. Believe me. I guess I believed it had none, but I think they meant to me. Look, I think they meant harm in the sense that Les Moonves hated Star Trek and he threw it out. They just wanted to turn it into a cash cow. Jar Jar Abrams had no respect for Star Trek because he admitted he didn't even care about it, didn't know anything about it. So, but again, that's cool, man. Look, it's it's only been since 2009. You think one of these years I would let it go, and who knows?
Oh,
20
I
years
should
from
have
now,
bought
I
that
might be
for
able to
you.
let it go. You know, I am. But so don't just ignore me on that. And oh my God, I shall destroy you for this.
I do not own. I did not buy
That
the
one.
thing.
How much is the thing one?
It's $30 still. They're all $30.
That's how much
the
it was
Eternals
at
is
Target.
24. Thank God. Yeah, Infinity Killmonger only at Target. Yeah,
The Eternals one looks more like the Eternal. Anything to do. You notice something about that funk? That looks more Kirby-ish than any of the other Eternals toys. I give it that.
Does, yeah, yeah.
I will give it that.
Oh, and Lisa, I saw a bunch of Walkman. I bet you if I paid close attention, it probably was an AO Walkman, and I used to have one of those. Yeah, I might still have mine. Yeah.
Sean Carter, absolutely, my friend. That's for sure. No, I understand. Look, believe me, this show wouldn't be here with. I guess I owe the 2009 Jar Jar Abrams garbage because none of us would be here without it. Because that's what triggered me to start my show back in 2009. So I'm grateful to Jar Jar Abrams for his movie because I've met all of you.
It's pretty much my story too. It's why I
Thank
quit
you, Jar
Facebook.
Jar.
Everyone was talking about how much they liked it, and I was like, I'm out of here. And I just left Facebook. I was just done.
It changed things for me. Boy, it was rough. That was a rough year there. Boo-hoo on my first world problems. But yeah, you and your Funkos, man.
I knew you'd love those. Yeah.
That's a wow.
Xena.
It's a Hercules Xena.
Yeah, Hercules Xena. Yeah.
That's more of a Xena type than that other toy.
I wonder if that came out first before the Xena figure. Probably.
Could be.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Dr.
before.
No.
Dr. No.
Oh my.
I didn't notice that until
I was wrong about you, Mr. Bond. You're just a stupid policeman.
See, hidden within the Funkos.
Wow.
See, they hide the
You
stuff
could have
there.
got it. You couldn't buy it anyway because you'd have to mail it home.
Yeah, I wonder how much.
I can
that
see
was
Mark like
costing.
buying a
I
bunch
didn't
of
hit
stuff in
price.
there and then shipping it back home.
Well, my buddy said he's driving up for the summer. There you go. There's the Clobbering Times.
Oh no! Evil, evil, pure and simple from the 8th dimension.
And Brian Eppert says he would buy the spider buggy. Did look cool, Brian. I did.
Yeah,
I
the
did like
spider
that.
buggy looked cool.
Some of the Funkos look fun, for a vehicle or something like that. Yep. But there's just so much stuff there you don't know. And then we're getting into the rows of books and movies.
Is that
and
a
albums
sideshow,
and stuff.
Doctor? No, is that sideshow? Wow.
I think it was.
Wow.
Was
So,
it? What was it? Who makes this? Let's see.
Great. I don't know. Could be. Andy said it was. So probably was.
Andy Masterson would know, right? If
Yeah.
he's
Nice. Very cool.
But I don't know what the price is. But
oh yeah, I can't see the price.
I didn't see the price. Yeah,
You
and
call him and
let's
ask
see,
him.
like, yeah,
Call him and ask him.
yeah. There's
I'm gonna go with not cheap.
probably
about
not.
that?
You never know though. Sometimes. Yeah, what was that?
Yeah,
on the
you're right.
bottom
They
there?
have some good prices. And this is just downstairs, folks. there's that
1970s.
Prenger.
Wanda and
Battle Cat.
oh, that's WandaVision. Okay,
Wow.
I thought it was like a UFO.
There's a WandaVision toy.
Funko, yeah.
Okay,
But
so
look at
now we're in
this,
the
yeah.
DVDs.
Yeah, DVDs. Well, Rod, there's just so much stuff here. It's inconceivable. I mean, classics, like just stacks and stacks of used, and a lot of the stuff is $2, $5, $3.
Oh wow.
Maybe these box
Yeah.
things are more money. $17.
This is like a mutated version of Second to Charles, like 20 times better.
So Gone with the Wind is here. They're still allowed to sell that, thank God.
Oh, they're gonna get in trouble. They're gonna get canceled for selling Gone with the Wind.
Well, they're fixing all the James Bond books.
Hey, look
now,
at the
they
Marx
think.
Brothers set. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Let me see. Can you get it?
I didn't
tell
see
what
it.
it is?
Yeah, well, it's
Which one?
5 movies. It looks like.
Day at the Races. I can't tell what those movies are.
Yeah,
Is it animal crackers and
there's
coconut
5 movies or
soup? I
6
can't
movies.
tell which ones. I love the Marx Brothers films.
Yeah,
I'd like
I
to
don't
get
know
a
what
new
the
set of
price is
those.
on that. Oh my God, is that all
What?
Funkos? Like,
Is that Funkos? My God.
I guess those are all Funkos.
Why? What if those boxes are different?
Oh, because they're turned sideways, I guess, maybe, or they're different.
Wow, unopened Sideshow Dr. No is around $300, loose about 80. Wow. This is, I don't know if it's unopened or not.
My friend checked, but thank you for that, Andy. My buddy will send them back with the photos. Please, Robert, please report. Yeah.
These Funkos, what is wrong with these people?
People love Funkos. And now this is the second floor.
Oh my God!
I mean, I just walked to the I spent my buddy took a picture of me looking in the stores. Like, he came in and I stayed in like that action figure aisles for like a half hour. He's like, "You haven't moved," like, because I'm going through all the figures. He's like, but I like, he was very nice, Robert. God bless him. He's like, I feel bad.
He
didn't
know what he was getting into.
Yeah. There's like the old Bose sound system. Look at all these records. You know what I should have done?
Oh man,
I should have. Let's see. They can find any TNG
Where are the
Funkos.
books?
Grab them up. They're well over MSRP, except for Troyer's. It's definitely still low. Yeah. So here's one of the money shots.
Look at the vinyls. Well, look how big that sucker is.
Yeah, you know what I should have done in
Raquel would not
retrospect.
love to go here at all, would she?
No, I should have walked
Never
like
leave
up
here.
down the whole store, taking a video, like recording from to give you an idea how long this is. Because look how these shelves are filled.
I'll just take all of the vinyl, and I'll just take all of the books.
I mean, just look how big this is. There's stacks. These are long rows. And then it goes back this way. And this is the action figure section. And this is
Ezra.
And there's a movie.
Ezra, do you think it's better than Duck Soup, though, buddy? I don't know. We may have to talk about that one. I love Night at the Opera, but I don't know. Duck Soup.
Mighty Orbots just went, sheesh.
Sorry about that, Mark. Go ahead. I got that. When anyone talk about, I haven't talked about the Marx Brothers with anybody for years. So I do. Night at the Opera is great. No question about it. Look at that.
And these are all guitars.
Inhuman.
And look at all the, like, I didn't even take pictures. Like, these are electronics here. These were the action figures. And these are guitars and musical. I didn't even walk down this section.
Take the con. Take the con. I must have medicine. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yep. And this is the comics go from here all the way to here, and you don't think that's that big.
What comes out of the
Big.
tubes? Do the pilots, the interceptor pilots, come out of the tubes?
I guess, yeah, yep.
Look at this shot. Let's just zoom in on those tubes. Those are interceptor tubes.
These are all books. Yep, all books. Yeah.
It's a thing of beauty right there.
And they're all cheap. I mean, we're relatively cheap. And here's all your. They've got cassettes. They got vinyl. They got CDs.
A full section of bluegrass in Nashville? You don't say.
Yeah. Yes, it's an elevator. Yep. It's JT Kirk is in the store. It's a freaking archive. Yep. Yeah.
It's a museum.
I didn't know, Donnie, I don't know if I didn't see any Power Rangers, but you know what the thing is with a store like this, they have the toys, just stacked. So you got to, plow through and, you recognize the, when toys, certain toy collections, you kind of recognize the logos and things, but it's not like they had a Power Rangers section per se, but I'm sure there were Power Rangers toys there.
Did you just see what Lisa asked?
What'd she say?
She asked she wants the picture of your cart.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get, I had to fly back. T for Telemann, great Cat Stevens album. But I mean,
Mark
just look at this,
quickly and quietly rents U-Haul. It will be there in a few days.
Yeah. Oh, that one's blurry. Oh, I don't know why these are blurry. Not supposed to be blurry pictures. Yeah, but just stacks and stacks of vinyl. And if you knew you're looking for someone, certain, just you're gonna find it there probably. I mean, there you go, Jay Giles Band.
Wow.
Little angel in the circle.
What I love buying is soundtracks too, and then I put some of them on, frame them, and
That's a lot of vinyl.
I didn't have a chance to look for I was going to look for Star Trek. Should have asked the guy where the soundtracks
that would
were.
have been that would have been a great find to have all the Star Trek albums.
Yeah,
Wow.
I should have gone to look for that. There's
Yeah, why
Rocky,
didn't you?
Beatles. Because I'm too nice, so I didn't want to keep my friend there for 6 hours.
Good night, Andy. Take it
Good
easy,
night,
buddy.
Good night,
Andy.
Andy.
Good night, sweetheart. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Good to see you there, buddy.
And he says he loves loves himself
Loves
some
some
toys.
toys.
Kiss and Monterey Pop. I mean, this is pretty much Garth Brooks. You got, I'm sure if you're looking for it, is that Saturday Night Live there?
Yeah.
Rock and roll on a live.
Yeah, something live.
Something live. Yeah.
It's amazing. This is incredible.
Oh, look how
Wow.
gorgeous that is.
I know you
Yellow
bought that.
Submarine. I wish I had.
you already
Yeah,
have it.
$60.
Oh, $60.
Well, I didn't want to put that in my suitcase.
Is this a DVD?
Well, that'd be
of
great
the,
to
of the
frame.
film, or
No,
the
that's
Blu-ray of
the
film?
that's the
It's
vinyl.
It's the vinyl.
It's the vinyl. Yeah.
Wow, it's beautiful.
But look at the condition it's in from that old.
Oh,
I mean, it's
man.
in great shape.
Yeah, you couldn't bring that back on a plane.
No, in a suitcase. Yeah. That's for my friend Larry. Machine Head by Deep Purple. There you go. $5. The Deep Purple
Wow.
album. I got to say Eric Clapner in honor of Jocelyn Elders. That was
Oh yeah, it was Derek
Bill
Clapton's
Clinton's
choice for the Elders.
Eric
Oh my God.
Bill Clinton's what was she, the Surgeon General, and she introduced
Yes,
Eric Clapton, and she's like,
Midget.
I'd like to introduce my friend Eric
I was like,
Clapner.
Eric
Eric
Clapner.
Clapner is a great musician.
Oh,
Yeah.
she a turd. Anyway, so wow, so
But look at all these.
now you're
I
in the
mean, this is
DVDs and the Blu-rays.
This
I'm
is
sure.
just like one little Cream. 70s would have gone nuts here. Look at that. Crossroads, and I mean, if you're
Yep.
looking for it, got a
70s,
favorite
I like
band.
that place.
I mean, look, Disraeli Gears. Oh, it's so good.
Do they have? You said they have more than one of this place in around that area?
I think there's 4 or 5 of them. Yep.
In the same area, same city,
Well, I
or
was
just in
checking the
Tennessee in general.
Tennessee in general. I
'Cause
think,
I've heard about it. I didn't know it was this big,
Yeah.
but I've heard about it.
I don't know if this
somewhere.
is a flagship store.
I think I was searching because I was going to be going through there at some point years and years ago, and I looked up at different places. Maybe that's how I know about it. But man, oh man,
I love Jethro Tull, so I've got that. But I was like, wow, they even have Jethro Tull living in the past, living with the past. The movie about Jethro, documentary, I should say. Yep.
Wow.
I mean, you could, zoom in and see, there's Alan Jackson, Chris Christopherson, Ronnie Millsap. We're in the country section here, I guess. But Grand Ole Opry. We went to the Grand Ole Opry. What a fantastic show it was. Even if you're not a country music fan, you got to go see the opera. If you're down there.
Sure.
What a great show, because it's all live performances. People
kid.
sing. Yeah, I mean, it's just great. All the the live performances. So I did do a video just to give you. It's only a few seconds, but look how big this place is.
Oh, just go to the comic section, of course.
Yeah, but what I should have done, like I keep saying, I should have walked down from one side, to the other with the. Let's see. How do I get to the? There we go. Bluegrass. I mean, it's just amazing how big this place is. Then we will get to the comics. So comics are organized not incredibly well, but not bad, So if you're looking for something, but just tons and tons of comics. They got more. I mean, look at all these, and there's boxes under here.
Nothing super old or valuable.
Could
in
probably
between.
finish my Star Trek DC, my Star Trek Marvel, and maybe even some of my gold keys.
Yeah, you could. I bet they had some. Well, I don't know. Did they have some gold key?
I tried to look for Star Trek and they didn't have it.
Oh,
you looked?
I didn't have a gold key.
I love you. You're such a good guy.
Look at the manga here.
You know when you know a really good guy? Mark D with a C. You're a good guy. He looked.
I saw some gold key recently at the Checkers in Charles, and they were in terrible shape, though.
Yeah.
They were rotten.
All-Star Superman.
Mark did warn me, though, that there are at least 2 that I'm going to have to accept in extremely terrible shape in order to be able to complete the collection, because he said they're just too much money.
Ezra?
Unless you win the lottery.
Yeah.
Well, of course. Ezra, this is a place called McKay's in Nashville. Oh, Donnie put that up there. Thank you, Donnie. Yeah.
Hey, Captain Infinity.
Captain Infinity and beyond. What's up, buddy? Good to see you,
Yeah,
man.
someone could
Oh,
someone
look
could
at
goggle, tell me how many locations there are, or look it
they're-
up on Charlie's.
yeah, there are quite a
Lock
few. It's
and
called
Key.
McKay's. Eh? There's some nice trade paperbacks. Corvette
Hey,
Saga.
that's-
I have that one.
Yep.
Amazing, fantastic, incredible liar. Stan Lee. Sorry. Sorry. Couldn't. It was
Who wrote
there.
that?
I couldn't.
Peter
Sure,
David.
Stan Lee.
and
Yeah, Peter. Another bunch of.
I love Peter David. I love his work. Independent picks. I mean,
Books.
look at all the
Books, young man. Books. They got books upstairs. So the books are
comic
upstairs.
anthologies. IDW, Illustrated Classics.
Matthew Pounder,
Oh.
Stan Liar.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly, Matthew. Oh,
You
my
got
God.
that?
Is that the Vibranium 75th? That's the one I
Yes,
told you about. That's
Did you buy it?
$225 book that I found at Ollie's a few years ago for $40.
Wow.
It
Did
is
you buy it?
this. Yes, I have it. This picture doesn't do it justice. The one I want the
It's
one behind.
huge.
This picture, this thing weighs about 20 something pounds. This book, and that's the slipcase there. It is. There you go. It is. That's the box actually. The slipcase is inside. That's the box. You need a wheelbarrow to take that sucker out of there.
Is the
Yeah, I didn't put
Spider-Man
that
the
on the
same
airplane.
thing behind it?
No, that's
Pretty
different.
much.
That's an artist edition. It's just big, but it's not as heavy. There's the. Oh, you opened it, huh? That's the one I got. I told you about that a couple of years ago that I got.
Do you
that
have
for
that
Sally.
one, Mark?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Well, that's a 220. I don't know how much it is here,
Did you
but
buy it?
Ollie's that was $225.
$76.
I got it 76. I got it for
You
40
bought
bucks.
it. You must have looked it up and bought it. Clubby,
No,
are
no.
you thumbs up or thumbs down on this
No.
one? On this one, I'm
No.
thumbs up. He bought it.
No, he didn't buy it. He couldn't bring it on the plane. But I got it for $40 a couple of years ago. There's no way he's gonna.
How?
Yeah, that's not going on the
could have
plane.
brought it in his carry-on.
No, you can't.
The thing weighs 22
What?
pounds.
It's bigger. It's like 3 feet tall.
That's a coffin. It's 3 feet tall. That picture does it not justice. If you'd have put a
You
comic book
could have put
next
a
to it,
strap on it and called it your purse.
Look how big. Look how big.
that's the box. But
This is the
go to
McFarlane.
that. Yeah, that's the artist edition. Go to that side view again that you have the Captain book. Okay,
Oh, lemon pie.
even the side. Hey, lemon pie. Even okay. Just see how it's padded. So top to bottom, this book.
Mm-hmm.
A comic, your standard comic book, it's almost 2.5 times taller. If you stacked up two comic books, hiked out, on top of each other, it's hard to explain. This is about
It's heavy.
2 feet high, and it's so
Wow.
big. It weighs about 20 something pounds. It's a hernia waiting to happen. You can't read it.
It's a hernia waiting to happen.
That's what it is.
And
but
same thing with
$40
this McFarlane.
How could I not buy it for $40? And Mark
Yeah.
probably would have bought that if he could drive it home.
Yeah, if I had driven, I would have bought that. Yeah, and this is a bargain too. $75 for the artist
For an
edition.
artist edition? Oh yeah. If you,
McFarlane.
I don't like
You
the
could have
Farland, but
FedExed it to yourself.
well, the shipping on that
The
bastard
shipping on that would be goddamn.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's what I think. That's
Oh,
why they had
it's so
trouble
hard to
selling
walk
that.
away from things you love, though. This would have been torture for me.
And most
Yeah,
of
I love this
great stuff
McFarlane
in that.
run.
Oh, you like that? You like?
Oh, I love that.
I
Look at
love
how
artist
that's so
editions.
cool.
Boss man,
Look how cool it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Mighty Orbots is asking how many pages.
The cat book is, oh man, I'm not sure how many pages, but it's thick enough to beat a whale to death with it, and it's
If you can lift it.
a whale couldn't eat it. It's if you could lift it, exactly. You know how they're coffee table
baby.
books? You ever heard of a coffee table book?
Yes.
This is a coffee table
Yeah.
without legs. Without legs, you could make a coffee
If it
table. out
fell
of it.
on you, it might break your leg.
And I'm.
Oh, wow.
It sounds like I'm exaggerating. I remember carrying that out of the store. Going, oh my! We saw it, and it was $40. Like I said, it clawed, and I said no, and we walked out of the store. And we got in the truck, and I said, "I'm gonna hate myself if I don't go get that." Yes, you are.
You were with
You'd-
Minimus?
You'd laugh.
Yeah, it was a Minimus. Yeah, we
Minimus
walked out into
is the
parking lot.
worst person to shop for books with because the man doesn't own a home. He owns a library. You can't go book shopping with Minimus.
He would have
Minimus
bought
will
that.
destroy your bank account.
He would have bought that if he didn't already have it. I think he already had it.
Well, that's because he loves books. He loves books. And just books.
Yes,
books,
he
books.
does. So do I. Especially big old gigantic ridiculous books that are impossible to read. I don't know how many pages it is, but there's only like the last. There's only like a little filth in it, so almost all of it's great stuff.
Well, it collects
See, collections
Cap-
do that.
169, 175, 255. Yeah, so it goes each decade.
Only a little
I
modern
guess.
crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
357 to 362 is the latest one.
By the way, a hint to any of you who look for like special trade.
800.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. 824 pages.
824. Jesus. Okay. A pro tip to anybody who looks at this kind of story here for certain trade paperbacks, compilations that you might like. Here's the trick key that if you don't like modern filth, and I don't, and some don't, all you have to do is look at the spine or look at the ridges. In other words, not the spine. I'm sorry, the other end of the book, and you can look at the top of the book, and you could tell pages are going to be of a different color if they're modern than the older reprints. So you can tell how much modern crap is in there by looking at the top of it.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's hard to explain.
No, actually, it's not. And you're revealing a little bit of insider stuff in publishing. And as a nerd, I'm here to say that is lovely. And please continue to do that. I love your big nerdy brain. Be nerdy.
Minimus cannot minimalize. I dig that. Yeah. Where
Minimus cannot minimize. HB, that's great. I can't wait to pop that on Minimus.
Yeah.
Minimus cannot minimize.
Wow, you have Taschen books. Those ain't cheap there, Brian. Those are beautiful, but those are, man, those are expensive.
So this is the this is all the comics from start to finish.
That's quite a bit.
And you
So
check
even though it's
Star
only-
Trek?
Let me guess, they don't carry new crap.
Nope.
Good.
No Trek though, huh?
I'm getting there. Warriors 3. I love the Warriors 3.
Cool.
I mean, just
I love trade paperback. Oh my!
I was
goodness.
hoping this.
How much was that? That's cheap. That's a good price.
JT
No,
Kirk
but this
would
is a newer
like
one.
Lieutenant Broccoli's holodeck so he could ingest all of the books into his brain. He wants that device that Broccoli made in
Yeah.
the holodeck. He wants all
Me
of
too.
these books in his brain right now.
Yes, indeed.
Should've
Did you?
bought this. This is the
Ezra's
handbook.
asking, did you see any Doctor Who books like the old Target books?
I
you don't
didn't,
see-
but they had to
you don't-
have them. They had
You
to
don't
have
see
them.
those around much though, Ezra. Not around here anymore. Miracle Man. I wonder if that's the classic Moore ones. Oh wow!
I'm looking for. I was looking for the origins
God,
of Marvel.
Wow,
You know,
cool.
Sons of Origins and Origins of Marvel comics.
You're not going to
but
find
I
those
didn't-
in there.
Probably
I
not.
have those.
but I
The
got-
Fireside reprints, those are tough to find, dude.
I know, but I was hoping to find it.
Oh,
You
look,
never
that's
know.
great. Did you get these? I found these real cheap at Ollie's once, but I already had the originals, but still I bought them.
Listen,
That right there, the one
Mark,
you're holding?
the first thing we're doing when we go to see Minimus and Clobby is we're going to pack an extra carry-on suitcase and we're going to Ollie's.
Ollie's is garbage now, though. It's no good anymore.
The problem
here?
is,
I got it for $3 at Ollie's. I don't know how much it is right there, but that
I
one
think it was
you need to get that one if you can
$20.
find it. Oh, was it? No way, really?
let's see,
Shite.
what was this one? What
And
was
this was crap. That one you're holding right there is a great one because that's the beginning. Even
This
though
one,
Alan Moore took
Yeah.
his name off of it, but that's the beginning of the Alan Moore stuff.
but I do own them all in reprints, so
Book 1 and book 2. Book 3 is poopy doop.
so I do own them, but
Oh, good. Yeah.
in the comics. But that's
Miracle Man's great.
Trust me, I wanted to I wanted to
No, I
buy them,
gotcha.
but
I
just
understand.
no.
Nice.
That's
Give
the
the
new
prices.
one.
That's crap. Neil
It's
Gaiman's
$10.
Miracle Man's poo poo. Oh, look.
A
First Man
gomer
in the
pile,
Moon.
gold key gomer pile, gold key
Oh,
gomer
wait.
pile.
Shazam.
Shazam. I should have bought this, The First Men on the Moon, for $3.50.
Wow.
I'm kicking myself.
Why
I
didn't you
that.
buy that? Are
Look,
you
didn't-
mental?
Raquel reviewed
Are
that
you
movie.
mental?
Yeah, that's a cheap price, though.
Are you
Yeah.
mental?
Yes.
I don't know why I didn't buy that. Yeah.
Why didn't you
Hales
buy it?
and-
What's wrong
Oh,
with you?
What the hell
Charlton
is wrong
Moore.
with you?
Mark, shin kicks, shin
kicker?
Shin
kicks.
kicks. Yeah, I know.
First man on the moon.
Yeah,
Didn't you
I
review
should
that
have bought
recently?
Yes, I just
You
reviewed
did.
that.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, what are you
Um,
doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. I was trying to rush through, and now I'm looking. There's something. What's War Comic? What's
That's
that Charlton
Charlton War Comic. Yeah.
War Comic? Yeah. Oh, I mean, oh, don't pick on me.
You know I love you.
Hey, did you
The
buy
shin
that?
kicks are loving shin
No,
kicks.
Did you buy Knight
didn't-
Rider?
I did
Somebody
not
left
buy
it
Knight
there?
Rider. Someone left it there. Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
shite.
that's kind of
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, just
There's
I
some
There's
wonder
just
if
so
they
much
had
stuff.
UFO there. Wouldn't that be great?
Oh my! Did you look for UFO? Oh,
I did
look,
not look for
I
UFO.
got those. I got those.
Oh, lots of
You
Batman.
didn't look for UFO?
Nope, I'm a bad boy.
Why did you not look for
Look at all these
UFO?
Batman.
Raquel
Brave
was
and the
counting
Bold.
on you. Oh man, I got those.
Archer.
Shooter has to go to bed. Good night,
Good night,
Shooter.
Shooter.
Yeah,
And
we're
Shooter,
going
I
late
hope
tonight.
you
Yeah.
heard my me calling you out at the beginning of the show. Thank you so much for supporting my book. Love you very
Thank you,
much.
Shooter.
Ooh,
Good to see you,
Fantastic
buddy.
Four.
Thank you.
I didn't even notice that.
That's that crappy animated. I mean,
Is that the anime
looking
one?
thing. Yeah, yeah. It looks like the logo. Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear. Still some good stuff though. I mean,
Beavis.
Some amazing stuff, guys.
yeah. Yes.
I'm a half
gotta
an
get
hour
moving.
over the school
Oh,
night.
we're gonna have to get moving here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
almost
well,
done. This is
I
there's
can
only like
stay here
10 more
all
pic-
night. Not even
There's
kidding.
only- But there's only a few more. But you got to see a few more of these pictures. Because we're only got like
We'll go quick.
10 more. Oh, Thundercats.
Thunder, thunder, thunder. Don't delay now. Don't dilly
Because
dally.
this is when I was leaving, and then it's all the Simpsons.
Why you gotta knock shit over? Look at the knock the shit
Hanukkah.
over. Yeah. I knew it was getting late. I'm sorry, number one.
It's okay, honey. You don't have to say sorry. I was having fun. But it's a half an hour
Dragon Ball.
past the
Any
school
doctor-
night.
No, I understand. Any Doctor Who DVD says for I don't know.
I didn't see. Well, this was all comic book stuff or animated anime in this section.
Yeah. Sorry, Ezra.
So, but I'm sure there had to been, had to been. They have all these album covers up, nonfiction. I mean, I don't even know what's. I was just trying to take pictures before I left. Like, oh, this is so cool.
And this is you
everything here.
rushing out, wishing you could look at everything.
Yeah, I could stay for another hour.
Is that a
but,
Michael Myers or not?
Yeah,
Michael Myers?
it was. Or,
Is it Michael
Jason,
Myers? I have no idea.
Jason.
I just know one is a hockey mask and one has a yucky Captain Kirk mask that he wrecked by
Yeah.
painting it.
Captain Kirk is Michael Myers, and the other one is Jason.
Jason, that's it. I don't watch that crap, everyone.
Me either.
I already have enough stuff swirling around in my head. I don't need gore.
You don't need it. Neither do I. I can't stand it. Hey.
Oh, Chewie.
I'm like, oh,
That's
I can't fit it for $7.
You
Magic
wanted
the
it, though.
Gathering cards, genre shirts. This
Shirts.
one's for Nick.
That's Nick right there. Boy,
Oh, that's a
Tricks are
Nick for
for kids.
sure.
that
And
it
it comes with an action
probably
figure
don't have his
too.
size.
Get lost. Are you serious?
So McKay. So they have Knoxville, Chattanooga,
Wait,
and
what?
Nashville. So it started in
Wow.
Knoxville.
Is that the Chattanooga
85, yep.
choo-choo?
Read,
Yep,
play,
Chattanooga,
watch, listen.
cool. Nice. Well, that's pretty cool. I like that place.
That's
I will-
more than cool. That is heaven. Like
Something-
could you imagine
Yeah.
if all three of us went in there together? We would
Take
never
with me
leave.
there all day. Well,
Look,
and I
there's
can attest to that.
stacks.
I go to places similar to this and others with my friends all the time, and I might be an hour or two. I'm like, I feel like I've been here too long. I'm ready to leave. Well, these suckers ain't ready to leave. They're gonna be there 2 more hours. I got one friend every time. Whatever we go, comic shop, whatever. You can forget about getting down there inside of 4 hours. This one, this particular friend I'm thinking of, if he's in there right now, you may as well just bring a lunch.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna
I
be in
think I
there.
would go out for lunch and come back.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed all
Let's
those.
see this.
But look, these are just
Oh,
stacks and
look at all
stacks of
the
paperbacks for
sequels.
like $2 each, or $3
Yeah.
or $5.
Yeah,
love
this
used
I
bookstores.
would destroy my home. I would ruin my home. I thought it's funny. My husband said that he was out shoveling the walks the other day, and somebody walked by the bay window, and they saw the bookcases and all the books in the parlor in the front room. And the gentleman said to his wife, "Honey, look at that. Look at all of those books." Because they go, of course, from floor to ceiling. And my husband laughed when he came in and he said, "I didn't want to say anything to them, but I felt like saying, and that's just one room." I love
Get that
my
off
husband.
of there. Yuckle up hard.
Diane Duane is a good author, but yeah, I was trying to see what's the. Unfortunately, that new stuff in there, that Star Wars. And
Yeah.
Lisa
I was
said
trying to find.
she would walk out of this place with a head tingling and a
Mhm.
slight headache.
Yepper.
So she
I
would,
didn't look
what
for-
she's saying is she would be intoxicated by this beautiful store, and I love that. I think she's great.
Filth alert indeed.
Oh,
JT.
look, John Carter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the movie.
John Carter.
That's that book about the movie that I love the movie, but that's that movie
Mhm.
book about what happened between the politics of Disney that ruined the movie.
Mhm.
Mark, yeah, it looks like. So, well, so there you
Yeah,
go.
I didn't
Let's
find. I didn't find Erdman, JT, but I mean, I'm sure it's there. It's Philip K. Dick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but just I'll flip through fast now, but
Hold on.
it's just stacks. There's John Carter. It's just stacks and stacks of, and if you like a certain subject, but then they have more movies and videotapes and
Yeah.
Star Trek,
Mhm.
and I mean, it's just
Star Trek.
lots of Star Trek. Just stacks of
Forgotten
paperbacks.
Realms. They have a genre in this store called Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get
Urban
any better than
fantasy.
this, folks.
I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Where's that book? Oh, I know where that book is. It's the second shelf on Forgotten Realms.
Oh my goodness!
And then games and hobbies.
This is unreal.
Look at all these games here. All these board games.
Oh my!
Board
Alien
game heaven.
Monopoly. Oh, do you have
Where?
the Star Trek Monopoly?
I'd have that. Yep.
Oh,
I
At
do.
this point, I'm just trying to walk out the store, so I'm just trying to.
And your
take
friends
pictures.
trying to drag you out of the store. So
He was actually so nice. He's like, spend as much time as you want. He's laughing. He
That's nice of him.
took some pictures of me looking through the action figures.
oh,
I got
look,
a
Next
top
Gen
one.
Clue.
Yeah, I mean all these. I mean just bazillion games. So if you're looking for a Christmas present or something too, it'd be a great store to go to. When all the games
Ooh,
that are
Cards
here.
Against Humanity.
I mean, just
Yep.
and it's a massive collection of stuff too.
I bet
so
you could get a really good price on the Cards Against Humanity at this store. The Cards Against Humanity are pretty expensive.
Are they?
Oh, that's a nice. That Catan's in good shape. I hate that game though. I have a friend that likes it. Drives me
Which
up the
one?
wall.
I like Catan. There's more computer keyboards, like all the musical instruments.
Christopher
controls.
Dominguez. McKay should expand to Canada.
Should.
Hungry Boy says, "Well, where the heck is Orac? Yeah, where's the Oracle? We need
Yeah.
the
Oh, maybe.
Oracle."
Oh, they had some expensive comics in here. Maybe I missed that.
Yeah,
Oh.
some comments are there. Yeah. Well, that's just give it.
GT Kirk. Ew, use keyboards. Sterilize.
Sterilize.
Monty Python. Oh, they got everything.
Hey, I have that Monty Python set. I
You
got
do,
it a
yeah.
long time ago.
Oh, actually, I do have that one too. Yep. That's the one I have. I think that one. Yeah, in the middle.
Monk. Yeah. Anyway, too much stuff. One of these days I'll pass through there and just spend a couple of days there.
Invite me. I'll meet you there.
You're
Ooh,
invited.
Old Kung Fu
I'll
with
drive you
David Carradine.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Old Kung Fu with David Carradine.
Nice.
Yep.
I'll drive you all over the country. We'll go hit all these places.
Oh, I'd love that.
That'd be so much fun. Just a road trip.
What are we doing here? The Shield. Dead Zone. West Wing. Oh, that's an American show. The West
Poop.
Wing about the politics.
Yeah, some
White
stuff
House.
got misplaced right there.
Justin Timberlake.
Well,
So there's the checkout here. I know we're going so late, but
I know, but I mean,
this. Does anyone in the
Lightning.
chat know if this is is that a laser
Live
disc?
screen collect. Looks like it's the definitive trilogy.
Ooh, Hungry
I
Boy
think
is
so.
leaving to go make grilled cheese. Oh, that's a great
That's what I
idea.
want. Good idea.
I'm gonna
dude. I
make
think
a
I'll-
grilled cheese.
That's what I'm gonna make.
I'm
Yeah.
just wondering
So I
what
make
that
it like
is.
crap. You guys probably cook well. I can't do that shit.
Oh,
Good
Nick
point,
would like
though. Good way
that.
to do it.
Nick would totally love that.
Yeah, he would.
But I'm not sure if that's the DVD the Laserdisc set. That's why I gotta goggle that. Oh, that probably is gone now. If that was
More
$50.
pops.
Well, pops are
I don't
very
think that's
popular
good.
with some people.
But they don't appear to be popular. It appears people are
Popular.
jettisoning them. Jettisoning. Oh, I can't even talk.
Yeah.
Jettison and ing.
Jettison
Just singing.
Ingo.
I can't talk. Can you
It's
tell
all
I'm
right.
tired, folks?
Yeah. So, yep. So that was what was that?
Look at that sucker. Is that
Ooh,
real?
more turtles.
You need to eat that.
Now everyone's getting hungry. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, thank you everybody
All
for
right.
being here with us tonight.
Thank you. Yep.
We're gonna leave Mark here to hang out with him. I'm gonna go eat myself.
Well, do you want to see what I got? Here's what I got.
Okay, this is it right here.
This is what I got. This is what could fit in the suitcase. So
You got all this?
I got all this. Yep.
Good job.
And the wife was
Let's
impressed.
see.
I fit it all.
You got a
So
Doc Savage comic.
I got a Doc Savage comic.
Oh, is that the Quester tapes? What was that? What's up there?
Wait a
What
minute.
I saw a Q. Is that the Quester?
Where? No. I got.
Oh no, sorry, I just saw a Q and I was like,
So I
Quester
got
tapes?
rom
Quester
comic.
tapes?
That's a Marvel
Yeah.
comic.
It's
But
something
I
else.
got
I
the
just saw a
Bendy.
Q and started freaking out. Ignore me.
I got. I got. A couple
You had to
Thing
wear
comics.
Quests,
I got
so you
Mr.
went that
T.
far. You got some
I got
loose
the
figures.
Klingon, Thor, Green Goblin,
Iron Man.
Luke, Iron Man, Hulkbuster Iron Man.
Rocketeer.
Oh, you got problematic Goofy.
problematic.
Yeah. Just because I like making fun of the fact that his dog is Pluto. They're both dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So his dog is
Perfect.
no longer a planet.
It's
Yeah,
a dwarf
Fantastic
planet
Four.
now, but didn't they downgrade
Yes.
it to a moon? And then they
Yes,
were
right.
like, well, maybe it is a planet, but we'll call it a dwarf planet.
I have those FF indexes, and you got some random. You got a Marvel Tales. That's cool.
Number.
You have a Gowron?
No,
What's
this is Lursa.
We can't tell.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Where?
it's
Yeah.
Larsa. What is that Doc
Thing-
Savage comic from? That's relatively new. Or?
First wave, it says.
Yeah, the first wave. I don't know. That's
For $1.50, I figured.
DC did that a while back. Yeah, it's relatively. It's not too old. It's got Justice in there too. Now those. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a flag on you on one thing though.
I got the Xena.
No, not that. That those terrible, crappy new human Marvel 2-in-1s over there at the left corner.
Those are bad.
I read that. I read that run.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
trying to
like it
remember
much.
I can't remember if I think I own these.
Yeah.
I wasn't
I
sure
read
about
that
people
it.
liked
one
it,
and I
but-
don't like it. So
I don't like it. But
And then-
I don't know. Well, everyone else did, so I'm probably wrong.
And I
You
got
got
Power Man
and Iron Fist. Love that. It's a burn
Yeah,
cover.
so I didn't get too many comics, but yeah, maybe 15 or
There you
20.
go.
But it
You
was
did
just
good.
there's just so much stuff, and they had no Micronauts. But there's a better picture of.
Oh, there you go.
there we go.
Lursor.
Now we can
Lursor.
tell it's a girl.
I could yep.
Well, they are Klingon, so you could barely tell.
Who's the other Klingon? The loose one.
Oh,
I don't know who the
have
loose one is.
It's Lursa and.
There we go.
No, but he got another one up there. A loose one.
Oh, a loose one. Yeah, but now
Yeah,
I
sure.
got to remember her name. I'm tired.
Bale or it's Bale.
I'll show.
What's her name?
Like, yeah, for
Thank
Sean
you.
Carter sent you a gift, boss.
Thank you, Sean Carter. You're too kind. I appreciate you, my friend. He said, Mark, did you start building your enterprise model? I just posted my first video on that build, the sci-fi model.
Oh,
guy.
nice.
Yes, shameless plug. Hey, not at all. If someone can find
Yeah.
your link, we'll put it in. And everyone,
that in there.
please subscribe to Sean's channel. I don't know. Is it called? What's it called, Sean? What's the name of your channel? We'll try to find a link.
Bator.
The sci-fi model guy.
What Klingon is that? Is that like a Playmates?
JT Kirk, I thought about it at the exact same time as you. And you know what? I did it without Googling it. See, my brain works even late at night.
Yeah, Baitar.
Just have to
There you
think
go.
about it for a second.
Let's see who this is.
Thank you, thank you, Sean. By the way, thank you, JT. For
JT Kirk, this is why I would be terrible at Jeopardy. Like, I know the answers, but I just need some time. Let me think about
Yeah.
it. Slow down. Not
I hear you.
down, 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 down,
Boom,
down,
boom,
down.
boom.
I don't know if anyone
Yeah,
recognizes
no,
that.
I need time. I will tell you the answer. Just give me a second. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Think about it for a minute.
And everybody, please subscribe to Donnie Pearson's channel as well. Donnie,
Yay.
if I can get your channel, we'll be glad to put that out there, buddy. It says, please. It says I uploaded my latest YouTube video called Before and After Reactions to Super Bowl 57. I welcome disagreements. Well, I'll see if I can find some for you. I'm Cleon. I don't know what I'm from. I think I'm from the motion picture. Bum, 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 bum.
Dun, 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 dun.
Bach. All I know is the word Bach. The motion picture. Cigar, your kush. Bach, Bach, or whatever.
That's
And
pretty
Bach
good,
again.
Bob.
Then he says Bach again for some reason. I don't know. I am Klingon. I will not listen to reason. I am a Klingon warrior.
You remind me of that
I will
of the Klingon Korean version of that song. Opa Klingon style. Op, op,
Haven't heard that one.
Opa Klingon style. He lair. He lair. Now everyone, we lost
Kapwa.
everyone now, Clobby. Only you and I know what I'm talking about now.
Hey, he has a targ?
He does. He has a targ.
Oh, this is from Trek 3 then, probably. He's probably like, he says, hot dog Bach. Is that, it's not Krug. Oh, that's probably just a Klingon who killed David and Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, two, Kingda. Drop all weapons. Over there, all but Kirk. You fool, if we don't help each other, we'll die here. Perfect. Then that is the way it shall be. I love Christopher Lloyd.
I love your Christopher Lloyd. I think that's great. And look at this beautiful person who loves me. He's such a good friend. See, this is a true friend. Look at this. JT Kirk. Hey, what's in the back there? Is that Science Fiction Tales
Yes.
by renowned author Raquel Briggs?
It is.
I love you, JT Kirk.
It is indeed.
Please say hello to your missus and your marvelous offspring from all of us here. And Clobberin Times.
Admiral Kirk, this is your opponent speaking. Well, the Genesis commander himself. Then, of course, it was John Larroquette.
Mm-hmm.
Oats. Joey Chew.
Joey Chew. Why
Yes.
is everything red?
I don't know.
I mean, that's
Why-
a little bit too
Why
much
would a
blood,
bat left be red?
right? And why would she have a delta?
That what really? I don't know. Does she really have one? Let me see.
She had a delta. Oh, maybe it's her stand. I have
I
to get used
guess
to this
that's just
crap.
the stand.
Yeah,
That's the stand.
it's the
Yeah,
stand.
yeah.
I was like, why?
That's right.
Why would she have?
Still, they could have made
combat?
it in the form of a Klingon thingy if they know what they were doing.
Tetra, he bronzed his first targ.
Yeah, Targ, Klingon Targ.
Yeah, it's like that's their taxidermy. Didn't you know that, Tetra? They bronzed their targ.
Yes.
Love
they
it,
did.
Tetra. Love it.
I'm trying to get you out of number one. He's not going to let you. I think
I
you're
know.
stuck. I mean, I think you're just trapped forever.
And
Hey,
now
I
you're
did it.
bringing up Doctor Who?
Would you care for a jelly baby? Everyone, I'm trying. I mean,
You know me with toys. It's bad. I'm really
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Hey,
Whatever.
Jill.
I love you just the way you are. Don't ever change.
Jill.
We love you. We all love you exactly how you are.
Jill's here. Hey, Jill. What's up?
Hey,
Hey,
Jelly!
Good to see you, dear. Well, everybody, or I'm sorry, are we allowed to leave now?
Yeah. No.
I'm sorry. Just kidding. By the way, thank you. It was a great show, though. You did
That was
fun. Yeah,
terrific.
thank
a lot
you.
of fun. Everyone, a big round of applause for the chief engineer.
Yay! And the crowd
Thank
goes
you.
wild.
I hope I enabled everyone to go to Tennessee.
Enabling go to Tennessee now. Go to McKay's in Knoxville, Chattanooga, or Nashville. So, everybody, I want to no big show notes other than Saturday night Star Trek will be here. We will have 4 more episodes of Deep Space Nine, same Trek time, same Klobby Channel, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And thank you so much. And Mark will have the Geekery Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern,
Yes.
I believe. And go to his channel. He's got new videos and stuff like that. Go to everybody's channel. Go to please. What?
Did you see this? GT
No.
Kirk has a sister in Nashville. He's going now. That is
Do
the
it.
ultimate
Go to it.
enabling mark. Anyway,
There we go.
Go there. There you go. You've
Let us know what
enabled
you
him
got,
big
JT.
time. JT, go for it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We're gonna cut on out of here, and it's been a blast. You've all been fantastic. Just the clubhouse. I mean, we could stay here forever, but Raquel is way past her bedtime.
Oh wait, do you want to
And
see the figures I
hungry.
got? No, I'm just kidding.
And Mark is canceled.
can't cancel him. We love him.
So, thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful. We'll have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the streams. Hopefully, see you back here Saturday night. Thank you all.
Clobberanimo!
Clobberanimo.
Get those nerds! 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 What? Clobberanimo!
Inconceivable.
I just love clobbering time.